FM at HD Boston. 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
As promised, Red Sox Chief Baseball Officer Craig Breslow was very aggressive at the trade deadline yesterday. He made 3 deals. The big one was with Baltimore. Red Sox got 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman, backup catcher Jake Rogers, and a player to be named later from the Orioles for Carlos Narvaez, and 3 minor leaguers, including top pitching prospect Anthony Ianson. After that, Breslow shocked a lot of people by trading away Marcelo Meyer to San Francisco for lefty setup man Eric Miller and a low minor leaguer. He also sent AAA pitcher Tyler Uberstein to Atlanta for outfielder Eli White. Breslow said afterward his goal is now clear.
The way that these guys have played, the job that they've done on the field, the coaching staff, the way the fans have supported this team and the turnaround. We felt going into the season like we had a really competitive team. We are seeing it over the last month and a half, and we wanted to do everything that we could to give ourselves the best chance to go out and compete for a World Series.
As for the rest of Major League Baseball, a lot of trades. San Diego got a lot of help for the rotation. They got Robbie Ray from San Francisco and Casey Mize from Detroit, and Cleveland got all-star lefty Foster Griffin from Washington. Tonight, the Sox are back home to play the Chicago White Sox. Patrick Sandoval will start the opener of this 3-game series. And as for the Patriots, they were without Carlton Davis and wideout Kyle Williams yesterday as their training camp practice was moved indoors because of heavy rain in the area. A.J. Brown dislocated his left thumb during a drill against Christian Gonzalez, but he still finished the workout. They'll be back out there, the Patriots will, at 10:15 this morning. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Fantasy Spin app, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy, combining the thrill of virtual sports with the skill of drafting your favorite lineup. Download the Fantasy Spin app now and play for cash or try it for free. Must be 21 plus. Terms apply. Visit fantasyspin.com for details and responsible gaming resources. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Deep 3, violent 2-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5.
Pinkerman, I heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked her about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Whoa there. Well, maybe. Even if they're fat.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are. That's right, Al. It's a fun day, Al Cole. We are fans of yours. We are in the Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985.
But why?
That's the Mabel gave us that number.
Guess what?
What?
I'm a robot.
Oh, you are not. If you're a robot, you're the sexiest robot I ever did see. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And get involved with that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the Major League trade deadline was yesterday. We will be very thorough in that as the Red Sox made big moves. Big moves, baby.
Yeah, wheeling and dealing.
Wheeling and dealing. But
Take everything.
some of the deals have been called bizarre, but we can get to that. We have plenty of time to get to that. This weekend, or not this weekend, on Sunday, I flew to Bangor, Maine to go to Orono, Maine. Nice.
Did you notice on Friday when you told our program director, Rick, that you were flying to Maine? Did you notice a slight reaction from him?
He just told me how terrible the drive was.
Oh, okay. All
yeah,
right.
he said that the drive is terrible, which I'll get to in a second. But he goes, yeah, the drive is terrible. Like, it's one of those things that if you like run out of gas, there's like nowhere to get gas, like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Why? What did you see?
I thought I saw him like a look of surprise that you were flying.
Well, I think that it was surprising. But we flew, and it turned out we had a 3-hour layover at JFK.
We were trying to time stamp everything yesterday. And Wallach, as my witness,
Yep.
I was supportive of the idea. I said, look, especially if you're a guy that, now Fred doesn't get to the airport late. I like to walk up as my boarding group is being called.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I prefer. But even if you get to the airport a little early and you've only got, say, an hour layover at LaGuardia, based on a 5-hour drive, I said, it's about a wash, door to door. Come to find out yesterday as we were sitting here, the drive from here early in the morning is a little under 4 hours.
Okay, yeah, so I can it's not under 4 hours, but I can give you what happened. So when we looked at the drive, it was like, it's for whatever reason, it said it was close to 6 hours.
Whoa.
This is not yesterday. This is like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And Milo had been driving, as you guys know, all over creation, some for fun and some for baseball. Like he had to drive to Quinnipiac 2 days in a row back and forth. One day during a torrential thunderstorm, and it took him like 4 hours one way. So I was like, all right, cool, we can fly because Bangor is like 8 miles from Orono, and we could just rent a car. So we did that, and then when I was at JFK, I was looking at the drive, and it said it was 4 hours. So I said 4.5 hours. So I said, oh, okay, I'll keep an eye on this. And then when we got in and we rented the car and we walked around campus and then just ourselves, had dinner, and we got to the hotel, I started getting messages saying that weather looks really bad and that, do you want to change your flights? So when I was in JFK. So I got to the rental car counter at the Bangor airport, and I'm like, look, I'm going to just drive the car back to Boston. And they're like, that's going to be $1,500. You can't do that. That's going to be $1,500. I'm like, huh? And they're like, yeah, we run on a different system than everyone else. That'll be $1,500. And I'm like, okay. I didn't end up, so just follow me. This is the story. So I said, and so Milo and I are like, oh, well, let's see if we can get a car. So I looked at a Lyft. It was $270 from Orono to Boston or to Newton. So I booked that, but I'm like, this can't be right. So I called Enterprise, and they were like, no, it will be $50 if you drop it off in Needham. And I go, that makes more sense. So we're going to do that. And then so I wake up in the morning, and there's a text and there's a voicemail message from Enterprise at the Bangor airport. And they're like, we saw that you had inquired through through Enterprise about the price of the car, returning it, and just want you to know that we run on a different operating system than they do. Huh? How is that possible? It's Enterprise. He's like, the airports run off a different system. Well, that's not true, because it might be true for you, but I mean, when Mile played in Atlanta, Birmingham, everyone drove to Atlanta and dropped their cars off somewhere else. I mean, I know you can rent cars and drop them somewhere else. The car I had New Jersey tags on it. In New Jersey, like the passes to like get through bridges and stuff on it. Like it was a car in New Jersey. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I called the guy in the morning yesterday, and I'm like, what's going on with you guys? But then he was very nice, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, if you see a funky charge, just call me, and I'll override it. And I'm like, whatever. So we drove the rental car back to Needham, and I dropped it off, and I asked the girl, I'm like, they were saying this nonsense about $1,500, and she's like, yeah, I just overrided all of that. Thank you.
Oh, good.
And that was it. So it was the car for 2 days was $140.
Oh, nice.
So in the drive back wasn't that bad. It was like 4.5 hours because I only had to pee once, which I'm very proud of. But then I had to pee very badly when we got home. But I mean, usually I can't even make it to Newport without having to pee because of the DC's going down like nobody's business. And I will say this is that Rick was saying like how it's like the middle of nowhere, like from Bangor for about half an hour. There's not a lot, but then you get to like Augusta. I'm not saying these are metropolises. I'm just saying for a high. First of all, you're always on an interstate, which is nice because like when you go out to like North Conway, that Storyland area, you're on a lot of like weird roads,
a lot of two lanes, and
it's bad.
Now they did have moose crossings and to be looking for moose. Mm-hmm. But it's 95 then 295 and 295 turns into 95 again, so you're on an interstate the whole way. It wasn't really that bad. So I could and by the way, if we would have flown, I would have been stuck at JFK. I wouldn't even be here right now because I mean you're totally at the mercy of what's going, and we would have flown through LaGuardia, which is a little bit better, but I mean, I could see in a pinch flying there, like if it was like real snowy or something like that, and you didn't feel like driving up there, it can be done. And the airport is 8 miles from campus, so there is like a scenario where I might do it again if I was just like turning around. And it's not my idea. Great. I don't want to really drive 4.5 hours and then drive 4.5 hours back, in the span of, 18 hours to spend 9 of those driving around. That's not, there is a scenario that I would drive back, but it is nice to know that that I would fly back, but it is nice to know that you can that the drive is not that bad.
Okay, a couple of things. Number one, just in terms of the time spent driving versus flying, it's longer than it takes to drive to New York, and a lot of people wouldn't even consider driving to New York. Now, it's different if you're going into Manhattan. I understand people don't want to do that, but some people just don't want to be on the road that long. So flying, it's not a completely ridiculous scenario. The thing that I would almost insist on, though, is that you figure out a way to get a direct flight.
You can't from Boston. You can't from Providence.
You can from Providence?
You cannot. There's no direct flights.
And none from Boston either.
No, the Detroit, JFK, LaGuardia, Philadelphia, and D.C. all have direct flights to Bangor, but Boston does not.
What about Hanscom?
Hanscom Air Force Base?
Yeah. You get a lift. I'll go in the jump seat.
There are airlines that fly out of Hanscom now. I don't even know that.
I'm not saying it's a traditional airline.
Used to be.
I'm saying, hey, you guys headed to Bangor.
Oh, like one of those prop planes, like wings that fly up.
First of all, thank them for their service, and then say, where are you headed?
Well, they're thanking me for my service when I get on planes because I just jump on in when they say if you're active military or retired.
What about out of Norwood? Hop on the Ernie Bach plane. Get yourself up there.
I mean, I'm trying to get it in with Greg Hill to see if I can't get on that plane. But yes, if they had a direct flight, then that would be the best. Yeah, then there would be really no question. I would just fly. It's not expensive, but no, the drive was not bad. But the thing is that, I mean, I went to Portsmouth one time with Crash, and it took us 3 hours to get to Portsmouth because of traffic. So, I mean, I didn't hit any traffic, and that was 4.5 hours. So, I mean, when Milo and I looked at it, it was like 5.5 hours, maybe more when we looked at it the 2 times that we had looked at it. And then it wasn't. And so it actually turns out that we got home yesterday at like 5:40, and our scheduled flight leaving from Bangor wasn't until 5. So we made it like it was much, much more convenient.
The weather, I'm sure, would have sucked coming home if you had tried to fly. The weather would have played havoc with your travel plans.
New York was just in thunderstorms all day. And the thing is even if it's not raining, obviously, when your flight is taking off, that doesn't matter because everything's so delayed that the flights getting in that you need are so jammed up. And then when you have that connection, you're not getting on that connection. And then you're just sitting at the airport. So, yes. So we did drive back.
So how was the campus?
It was great. He liked everything. He really liked the coach. The coach was really cool. It was 2 of the coaches, the pitching coach and the head coach taking us around. They have, they have this massive dome that they practice in. They have their own facilities, their own clubhouse, their own weight room. They have, it's all good. It's very good. It was a very good experience. He was very excited.
Good.
The guy was a good guy. So now we did not get any merchandise from him, but we did go into the main hockey arena where they sell jerseys from Korea, right?
Mm-hmm. Paul
Korea, Swayman. They sell jerseys from Sweeney. No beers. No Bob beers.
Oh, boy.
No Bob beers. But we went in there because I don't think they can give you stuff until he'll sign in November is when he'll sign. That's when you do it, is in November. So he's committed and they've accepted the commitment, but it's just you sign in November. So then when that happens, I can only imagine.
Hats, baby. Hats galore.
You're swimming in it. It's all New Balance stuff. You're just swimming in New Balance stuff,
Nice.
Yeah. Who knows what you get. And then he said that they have a day in November or they go up for homecoming and they take all the commitments from class of 2027 and they have them go to homecoming. And he said that the parents come, but then the kids are never with the parents. They're kind of out with the other kids on the team.
Yeah. So you need to be there, but you don't.
Right. Yeah, he's not going to want to see me.
I felt that way at family weekend at UMass last year, where you got to be there. You got to be there. And we didn't see Katie the night we showed up. When we got to the tailgate, she was kind enough to stop by twice. And then I take it back. We did see her Friday night for dinner for like an hour. She stopped by the tailgate twice, and then we saw her at breakfast the next morning. It was a nice family weekend.
Oh, was that your famous cookout in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How were the dorms? How did you get a chance to tour like the living accommodations and everything?
No, they did not show him the dorms. They showed him the dorms he'd be staying in, but not the inside of them. Maybe that was for the best. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Fred, try Cape Air. They fly to all the smaller airports, Nantucket, Bangor, Hyannis. So check them out.
No, they
rich
do.
People. But you got the money.
No one flies to Bangor from Logan or from Providence. They don't. Not even Cape Air.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. My apologies.
No. I would have loved to have done it. I've flown Cape Air. The one time I went to Nantucket, I flew Cape Air, and they kept bumping us and bumping us and bumping us and bumping us. But I got to buy clothes because we didn't get our clothes back in Boston for several hours because I was I didn't live here yet. So and then I was able to go shopping and then charge them for my clothes.
How about Cape Air to Bar Harbor, 42 miles southeast of Bangor?
Oh, I guess I could do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We'll nail this. You're going to have years of dealing with this.
Yeah, I mean, you can fly into... Now, that has to be a seasonal flight.
No one knows.
Yeah. I actually could have done that this time, but I got to assume that's a seasonal flight. Do you think they fly into Bar Harbor in January? Not like I would have to go up there. Manny, hello.
Hey, good morning, Mile High, Fred. Hey, 40 minutes from you, you could try maybe Manchester Airport. That's a pretty big airport. Maybe they have a flight to Bangor, Maine, because they're closer up there. So it's a possibility.
But if once I get to how far is Manchester?
It's like 45 minutes or an hour, right? From here.
From you is like 40. Yeah, like 40 minutes. From you, if you live in Newton, I would say.
Okay, all right. So I can look at that.
If you're willing to drive to Providence, you could just. I mean, if Manchester has, it's like the same distance. It's not a little shorter.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
At least Manchester is north, so you're kind of heading in that direction, even though it's northwest. Still.
Let me see if they got that. Manchester to Bangor flights.
Yeah, look at the Hancock County Bar Harbor Airport too. That looks like that might be a hub for Cape Air. Nice terminal.
I'll tell you, Bangor is it's smaller than Knoxville by far.
What did we keep saying yesterday, John? Or maybe I kept saying it. Was I saying Bangor as opposed to Bangor?
Yes.
And people were
up in arms.
One guy was very upset with me on the email.
No nonstop flights from Manchester to Boston.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Right. And by the way, you also have to remember that if you're trying to maintain diamond status, I mean, these flights are also a bit of investment in the future, you know?
Oh, I understand.
You know, you gotta stay loyal. You know, you get on a Delta flight, you know, you get companion certificates, things like that. You're in boarding zone 2 at the worst.
Right.
You know,
and you know, your small price to pay is a 3-hour layover at LaGuardia.
It wasn't supposed to be 3 hours. From Manchester to Bangor, if I was to leave September 5th, 11 hours and 3 minutes to
good
to get to Bangor from Manchester.
That's longer than I thought.
Just a little.
Yeah,
that's fine.
No, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you know, if it is a 5.5 hour drive, that is something that is in my estimation, a flyable distance. That if there was an easy way just to fly, that would be the way to do it.
Especially in the dead of winter. I'm thinking travel a little more difficult.
Yeah, I don't know if
from November to March to Orono, Maine.
I'd say probably December till the end of March. Okay. Maybe a little bit of a difficult to traverse.
Yeah.
But if there is Cape Air from Manchester, or if there is Cape Air flights from somewhere, then maybe I would do that. But, you know, in the summer, it certainly wasn't that bad. 5.5 hours is a long drive to me. I don't like that. I'd much rather fly. If I could get it done in about the same amount of time, because it was 6 hours total from airport to airport. And if it was 5.5 hours driving, I'd almost prefer the 6 hours flying than the 5 hours driving.
That part we understood when we were talking about this yesterday, but then Adam 12 came in here and we described your trip to him, and then you got the ultimate look of disgust. What's he doing?
Yeah, but you might as well say I rubbed a lamp and asked a genie to fly me there, if you're asking Adam. I mean, a flight to Adam.
True. He hasn't been out of the state in a while. That's true.
When was the last time he was on an airplane?
It's been a dozen
Ask
years.
him that.
It's been a dozen years.
How does he make a drive like that? He has to stop and charge like 3 times.
And by charge, you mean crank it. He has to get out in front of the car and crank it up. I mean, asking Adam, I will call foul on asking Adam about flying anywhere. What the hell would Adam know about flying anywhere? He hasn't flown on a plane, and how long is it? It's been over 10 years since that kid's been on a plane.
We talked to him about this when he was working with the show. I think it's been 13 years.
Yeah, big shot knows all about it. Yeah, of course he did. He'd drive to Alaska. He doesn't. What the hell does he know about flying? He hasn't been out of the Northeast in Lord knows how long.
Now, when we looked at it,
I mean, these weren't 600-hour flights either. But regardless, I drove back, so there you go. I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that it wasn't $7,000 to fly there. It was easy. But it took a little bit longer to get out. Flight from Rochester that was coming in to take us was delayed. I don't know what to tell you. That what happens when you fly. But lesson learned. I got there. I did the tour. I drove back. I'm here on time. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's just never good. It wasn't funny the first time.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
Hello. We are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game, but what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. A lot going down in the streets there, Hardy.
Oh, yeah, with the Red Sox yesterday and all the conversation about what they would do, what they would add to this team who has been surging for the last month plus. And here is your answer. Catcher Adley Rutschman from the Orioles, 28 years old, 8 homers, 47 RBI this season in 67 games, currently on the IL. He's got left wrist inflammation.
Yeah.
It's his third stint on the IL this season.
Yeah.
And all the Red Sox had to send back were 3 of their top 5 prospects, a player to be named later, and Carlos Narvaez. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Lance Brodzkowski.
Close enough.
I'm confused on that one. Like, I think I initially, when I saw that, I went, that package is insane. Like, from my perspective, both those arms are major league arms, Einstein and Kyson Witherspoon. You get a replacement catcher in Narvaez, who was a tour catcher last season. The outfielder in that transaction seems like he's, interesting, but he's way off A-ball guy. For 1 year of Adley, one more year of Adley, I don't know. Is this it's a tough one to me.
One of those arms the Red Sox gave up, I think they did because of his heroin issue.
Why would you're giving him up? They just assume that he's going to be on the heroin forever?
Yeah, which one was it, John?
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it.
Which one was it?
I'm not doing
the guy with
it.
The heroin issue?
Nope.
Was it Witherspoon?
Yeah, and a lighter and a needle.
Nope. Not doing it.
He did not have a heroin issue. The Red Sox gave away 3 of their top 5
Give me a little
prospects.
credit. I saw that one coming. Usually you get me, not this time.
And Sean McAdams said some people in the game are completely stunned by what the Red Sox gave up for Adley Rutschman. Said one evaluator from another organization, I'm absolutely dumbfounded by this. This is literally one of the most ridiculous trades I've seen in 30 years.
Okay, the truth, of course, is somewhere in the middle. That guy, Kyson Witherspoon, who was their first-round pick last year, he's got an ERA of 5 at A-ball this year. That first guy you played says he's a major league arm. I don't know how you can project that.
Yeah, it is a big arm.
That's a big. That kid, Ianson, apparently, everything I've read tells me this kid's going to be in the majors next year. I mean, he's got an ERA of, I don't know, what is it, under 2 in 10 starts at Double-A this year, and he just got drafted. He was a third-round pick last year. Apparently, that kid is going to be in the majors real soon. But Witherspoon and the other guy, the outfielder, the high-A outfielder they traded, who knows? But the bottom line is this is just like the Curtis Meade trade. This is an overpay by a large margin for a catcher that's been hurt a lot the last 2 years, and you have team control over for only one more season. And you don't know how many games you're going to have him for at the end of this season. So if things work out and he comes back and he's healthy, then it will help your ball club. But like the Curtis Meade trade, it's a big roll of the dice here for an arm that would have been controllable, that would have helped you soon.
Now, they pretty much just punted on all their organizational pitching.
Yep.
I mean, now they've just I mean, yeah, they did it in the first trade. They did it in this trade. They did it to get the other guy. It's just
the top pitching prospect they have now apparently just got called up to Double-A, and so they don't know. He's had like one start at Double-A. So this is legit. Breslow saying, "I don't care. Here are all my poker chips. We're going for it." And damn the consequences.
Now, this was posed yesterday on Felger and Maz. Different players, different returns, different amounts of control on the return. But did the Tigers end up getting less for Tarek Skubal in that trade?
If you measure out pitching prospects, yes. They did. This is a huge overpay for this catcher. It is a massive overpay by this chief baseball officer. But again, I understand what he's doing. They needed catching help. This guy, when he's healthy, is one of the better catchers in the American League, and he can certainly help you. Defensively, apparently, he's also very good, but he's hurt now. He's been hurt a lot the last 2 years, and, wrists and hands for major league hitters are always problematic.
Catchers, too.
Yeah. So,
I just think a lot of it is we remember that he was the number one pick in the draft. We remember that he had a great rookie year. There's you remember that his baseball card was supposed to be worth like $1 billion. Mm-hmm. Like these are the kinds of things that you remember, and then you kind of gloss over. Oh, like he's hurt a lot. He doesn't hit for a lot of power.
Last 2 years
he doesn't hit for average.
You take a look. The last 2 years are not good.
He's never been never hit for a lot of power, but whatever. He's a good catcher.
Yeah, his top season, he had 277 with 20 homers and 80 RBIs, and that was 2023.
And that was his rookie year, right?
That was his second
year. Okay.
Yeah.
And, reportedly a great clubhouse guy, team leader. I don't know if that's what this team needs right now. Maybe it's exactly what they need as they're, if they want to continue this run and then get to the postseason and actually do something. They need somebody in there who can, help shepherd everyone along. But it's a huge, huge amount of prospects and just currency going out the door for that return. Another move from the Red Sox yesterday, once their top prospect, Marcelo Meyer, who was called up to the big leagues last year, struggling this year, still 23 years old, sent to the Giants for a setup guy. For Eric Miller,
who's very wild. Now, the thing is that it's interesting because I watched a lot of analysts talk about this, and look, the guy they got is whatever. He's wild, and I don't know how good he is. But just from the Meyer perspective, is that it's pretty much split in half. Is that there's some analysts, not local, national, that are like Meyer's never going to pan out into anything. He's already proven that he can't do it. He can't stay healthy. He's no good. And then there are others, like Harold Reynolds was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't believe you gave up on this kid. You never let him play shortstop. You moved him all around. You screwed with him. You screwed him up. That you watch. Out of all the guys, pitching, they've gotten rid of a lot of pitching. So that's like one thing, but whatever. The AL is wide open. You can maybe if you make it to the World Series, who cares? I mean, you did all this with the pitching. It's going to be very interesting to see how Meyer develops in another organization. Like if the change of scenery and being able to play shortstop and being in his natural position and being left alone, like given a year and they just go, here, you're our shortstop. You got the year. Like, I don't care if you're hitting 180, like you're our shortstop. We're not getting rid of you this year. Stick there. We're not sending you down. We're not giving you up. And we're willing to sit there and gut it out. We'll see how that works out for him.
He's going to be good. He's a 23-year-old infielder who can play shortstop and play every day for you. Now, he's got an injury. He's got an injury history, that's true, but he is an extraordinarily valuable chip. The Red Sox dumped him. They just decided, we don't want him anymore. Let's get him off our roster. They traded this kid who pretend I don't care what he's done the last couple of years. He has a bright future in front of him. By all accounts, he's a very athletic kid that can hit. You know, he hasn't hit so far. He's been hurt, but you don't give up on a 23-year-old shortstop. And they got him for a lefty setup guy that will pitch the 7th inning for you.
But it is worth going back and just, if on the opposite side and you're worried about prospects and giving up prospects, it is worth the exercise of going, there was a time when Anthony Meyer and Campbell were untouchable, and that they were the future of this franchise, and that they were all extended, and they were all, all these things. And they turned out that now Campbell might never play in the majors again. Meyer's gone for a middle reliever, and, we'll see what happens with Anthony. It's just, I guess that on the positive side of getting a catcher and getting a reliever is that you hold too precious with these prospects. In your top 3 prospects that were supposed to change the face of this team, 2 of them are gone.
It's incredible the risk that Breslow is taking here. This really has the ability to A, all work out, or B, go horribly wrong because they didn't get any starting pitching. You're going to be leaning on guys like Tolle and Bennett, excuse me, who have never done this before, have never pitched these types of innings before. And now you are counting on them to be successful for you in the middle of your rotation. Now, your bullpen is really solid. If this guy White works out, I mean, he's got an ERA of under 3 despite the wildness. And you have control of him for 3 more years. If this guy White works out, the bullpen will be great. And if all the pitching works out, you have a chance in any playoff series. But Tolle could get tired in September. Bennett could get tired in September. You have Bayo who can't start. I mean, and Rutschman who's hurt. I mean, this could go really bad. But this is a risk. In a wide-open American League, I guess you could say the Red Sox are better than they were yesterday, but there are a lot of question marks here.
If you just go back 3-4 days ago, a lot went out the door. Did they get the bona fide, proven, almost surefire right-handed bat in that they wanted and that they were looking for?
Well, they got a switch hitter.
If Rutschman is healthy, he will help that lineup. He can hit 5th or 6th or whatever the case may be if he's healthy. But we don't know that because he hasn't been the last 2 years. So good catchers are really tough to find, especially catchers that can hit home runs.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those guys, but I don't know, man. The Red Sox are going to be interesting, if nothing else here.
It is, but you can't fault them on rewarding the team for this incredible run that they've been on, which is
his heart's in the right place. This is a hell of a lot better than we were last year at this time. Last year at this time, they got guys that actively made their team worse and were panic moves. This time, there was a plan. We need a catcher. Let's go get a catcher. Maybe we get an extra bullpen guy. We don't like Marcelo Meyer. Let's get him off the roster and make room for a sure shot kid that we like a lot at AAA. And this guy could be your starting shortstop in September. So there was a clear plan here, unlike last year, which is a huge step in the right direction.
So to cap it all off, along with the move of Uberstein to the Braves for Eli White, you've got Rutschman, Jake Rogers, Eli White, Eric Miller, and Carlos Gutierrez, Ianson, Witherspoon. Other prospects, a player to be named later, Marcelo Meyer, Uberstein, as I just said, all out.
Why is Jaron Duran still on this team? They even got an outfielder. They got another outfielder and kept Duran.
They got a lot of outfielders.
What the hell are they doing?
I'm going to take a wild guess, John, and say that no one wanted him.
No, but Chris Cotillo said they called Duran and said they weren't trading him early yesterday afternoon. I don't understand.
That doesn't mean that anyone wanted him. I mean, they could have traded him, and they could have called him just to say, "Hey, guess what? We're not trading you because But the thing is that no one wants him.
You want to talk about potential? I mean, there's that dangling potential of 2 years ago. If I'm a team and they're just selling him off, I take a chance with that.
I wouldn't anywhere near my team,
man.
Especially a young team, because if you're trading and you're trading something for Duran, I don't want him messing with my kids. I don't want him in there causing all those kinds of problems.
I agree with you, but if you're another team, granted, everybody shares the same information. There 30 teams out there. There has to be one that would be like, you know what? We could fix that guy. That guy can be a help of us. He steals bases. He hits home runs. We'll just put him in center field.
Right.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Hardy, what else is going on?
Let's get to Patriots training camp, where there was a minor little incident with A.J. Brown yesterday. Dislocated his thumb during the practice inside the bubble. How'd that feel?
It was tough. I tried to get back into that flow state zone really quickly because obviously, you're going through a little quick some pain. Because obviously the game is what it is, and you're going to get bumps and bruises, and you got to keep going. I know it's practice, but I'm not coming out of practice if thumb out of place. I dislocated the same thumb, actually, in college. I did it probably like week 4 against Arkansas, and I played the rest of the season, and I came out that year.
So you just pop it right back in, you finish. Do you have to now go get treatment or anything? Or is
I'm going to do a little treatment on it, but, obviously, stem and ice, is what they say.
Flow state zone. Does that mean you're extra, zen? Usually people are in the zone or in a flow state, but he's in the flow state zone. So I'm thinking he's at an extra level.
I don't know that the two are necessarily in contrast, John.
I'm not saying contrast. I think it's just a double.
Oh, double.
A double. Like a double zen. He is one of the better wide receivers in the league. Maybe he got there because he's able to do that.
Well, I'm going to double check the weather for everybody in Foxborough right now because we were reporting yesterday up until about 8:55 that the practice had not been moved indoors, that they were still going to go outside, and everybody who planned on going to Gillette to watch it should do just that. 5 minutes later, once people had already showed up, media and some fans, I'm sure, they said, no, we're going to go inside. Today looks beautiful.
Good.
Oh, you're in good shape.
10:15, and, the midday show will actually go to Foxborough and not be upset. Midday people were not happy, especially Zolak. Not happy that they had to come into the studio yesterday, Fred.
Oh, they learned it at the last moment.
Oh, sure. No one found out until about 9 o'clock.
I think they were there.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But here's the thing. Here's the puzzling thing, okay? So Beetle was here 10 minutes before the show started, okay? Jim Louth had to pack up all of the equipment.
Yep.
And showed up before the show started. Guess who strolled in about 5 minutes after the show started?
Try 10.
All right,
10 or 15.
Scott Zolak.
Oh, boy.
Jim Louth was here when Zolak strolled in and just
waiting for him.
I had to pack up, and it's not like 5 pounds of equipment. This is a lot of stuff that Jim had to pack up. I packed up all the equipment, lugged it down to my car, and still beat you here.
I believe his first words to Zoe were, "What'd you stop for breakfast?" Not happy.
No.
How late was Scott?
10, 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. A little bit of a controversy.
Yes.
Controversy.
Do you want anything else on the Tigers trade for Skubal and what their GM had to say about it?
Sure.
Okay. Essentially, is this team not really all that good, is what he's saying.
The first question that I was asking myself was, did I put this organization in a position to be aggressive and add to this team at the deadline? Did I position this organization to trade a significant, part of our future for the present to add to this team? I think the answer, based on the first 112 games of the season, was no. I don't think that we played well enough. I don't think I did enough for this organization to justify, trading a significant part of our future for the present.
No, they weren't going to win the World Series, and they had to trade him. And his velocity's down, his strikeouts are down. The Dodgers, I think, were the only team that were willing. From the way I read it, the Dodgers were the only team that was willing to give up anything for him because the other teams like Milwaukee and Tampa weren't willing to take the risk because obviously prospects are much more sacred to them. And, I don't think the Tigers GM said, let's rush and just take any deal that's in front of us. I think that the Dodgers were the one team that was willing to give up like anything for a rental. Now, the return that they got from it is ranged everywhere from an A- to a D, depending on where you look at it, depending on who you see. ESPN hates it. The guys at The Athletic like it. It is what it is, but you're getting a rental player that had surgery this year, whose velocity is down and whose strikeouts are down, who has pulled himself out of must-win playoff games. I mean, look, they held on to him for as long as they could. They waited. They went into the season. I know why they didn't trade him in the offseason. They had no reason to think that they couldn't win. I mean, they should have won 2 playoff series last year. They won 1, and they went in and they acquired the pitcher of Valdez from
Framber Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez from Houston. So they had 3 really good starters that were supposed to be really good starters. They had all this young influx of talent into their lineup, and it didn't work out. So they traded them, and it's just people bitch about the return, and that's what. I don't think the Tigers were itching. Now, I love that he went to the Dodgers because now you're getting a salary cap.
Well, that was the other part of it. I don't know if you read this or saw this yesterday. There's a conspiracy theory that a lot of
true
second. Or not
on the internet.
Yeah, the conspiracy theory was that the other owners kind of backed off a little bit and let the Dodgers get him so they could prove to the players, see, this is why we need a salary cap.
Makes as much sense as anything else because it's just funny that they crap on the Tigers. I'm not a Tiger fan, but they crap on the Tigers because the Tigers, and some people didn't think they got the return that they should have gotten. What do you think he didn't ask? Like they just were like, oh yeah, don't take it. Like the big deal is they didn't get
for a player like Skubal, where there's not a lot of conversation about him in the first place. Maybe you just do take the first offer that comes your way. Who knows who this guy is?
Yeah, hidden gem. And it's just I mean, Skubal was good this year. He wasn't great. He was hurt a lot, and like I said, his velocity's down. I let's put it this way: I wouldn't give Skubal, and I said this last year too, but now especially, I wouldn't give Skubal hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars at his age and his injuries, and the amount. I don't know how much longer Skubal is. I think Skubal, best case scenario, becomes like a Sonny Gray type. He learns how to pitch with less because I know it's only a mile off his velocity, but I don't see him picking up any more velocity. He's a great pitcher, and he was a great acquisition for the Dodgers. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't hand him a big deal. And I know if Milwaukee or Tampa went all in on him, they weren't going to re-sign him by any stretch of the imagination. And I don't even know if the Dodgers will re-sign him.
Well, Tampa's farm system is just as good as LA's. So I looked it up. Tampa actually might have a better farm system than LA's. So I don't know why you wouldn't go and get a guy like that for half a season. Tampa would, especially in a wide open American League.
I think that they maybe thought that Skubal wasn't enough to push them. It wasn't enough to make them that much better. Where that it gave them that much more of a chance of winning.
I'd give them. I would have traded if I'm Tampa. I would have traded for him because then you would have Skubal facing the Dodgers in the World Series instead of playing against.
A lot of people don't. Well, you also have to remember Tampa not a great hitting team, John. So like you get Skubal, you're just you still he doesn't help you hit. So I don't know about that. And people are like, well, Milwaukee should have gotten him because they could have paired him with what they've got. Okay, but again, I think bats are what these teams needed. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
All of his chips into the center of the table at the trade deadline yesterday. He sent his top pitching prospect, Anthony Ianson, and 2 other minor leaguers, along with Carlos Narvaez, to Baltimore in exchange for all-star catcher Adley Rutschman. Craig Breslow did his homework on Rutschman and liked what he heard.
We did as much work as we possibly could. Had some overlap in terms of staff who had known Adley and got incredibly high marks for the makeup, for the leadership, for the type of teammate and person that he is.
Sox also got backup catcher Jake Rogers as part of the deal. He will back up Connor Wong right now while Rutschman is hurt. Breslow also shipped off former top prospect Marcelo Meyer to San Francisco for lefty setup man Eric Miller and pitcher Tyler Uberstein to Atlanta for outfielder Eli White. Red Sox open up a 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox at Fenway Park tonight. The Yankees lost last night. Red Sox are only 2 games out of the top wild card spot in the American League. Patrick Sandoval will start. Around the league yesterday, Philadelphia got San Francisco 3-time batting champ Luis Arraez, and San Diego got 2 impact starters in the Giants' Robbie Ray and Detroit's Casey Mize. And the Patriots held training camp practice inside yesterday thanks to heavy rain. Carlton Davis and wideout Kyle Williams both missed a workout. The big story, though, Top Gun A.J. Brown dislocated his left thumb. However, he was able to finish the workout. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by East Coast Metal Roofing. Right now, during their Beat the Summer promotion, Sports Hub listeners get 10% off the cost of a new roof. Call East Coast Metal Roofing and never replace your roof again. 844-611-ECMR or eastcoastmetalroofing.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade Drake May.
We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub.
My buddy.
With friends like these,
To climb up a tree. We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now,
Me.
more of your best morning buddies, Dutcher and Hardy, on the Sports.
And is that he would have paid Aaron Rodgers $1 million to come on his show. Aaron Rodgers would do it, and then he would sit there and he would opine because he's brilliant. He knows that skyscrapers were built by aliens, which is something he has pontificated upon. And my theory with Aaron Rodgers is this: is that you get one conspiracy, right? You get to really dive into one. Like if your thing's the Kennedy assassination, and you've spent hours and years of your life reading books and watching documentaries and talking to people that might have knowledge of it. Maybe you dig in and you can educate me on one. You can't educate me on 14 of them. All right. And by the way, speaking of football, just very quickly, the head baseball coach at Maine is from Queens. He said, "How long?" He goes. He knew I was on the radio. He goes, "How long have you been a Patriots fan?" And I go, "I'm not a Patriots fan." I go, "I'm a Jets fan." He goes, "Oh, wait a second. You're from Queens. You're not a Jets fan?" And he's like, "I'm a Giants fan."
How is it? Whoa.
And I'm like, what's going on? The Jets have no fans. Queens is where they play.
That's
they
the
played,
bullseye.
They played in Shea Stadium. Queens is like the one borough that is supposed to be Jet fans. It's the only borough that's supposed to be Jet fans.
Did you automatically pull your commitment? And say that?
Well, that's up to Milo. I left that up to him because Milo is a Jets fan.
That's the biggest upset of the morning right there.
No, but I was just like, it was so funny because I'm like, and I don't think he understood what I was saying, but I'm like, you know how they show maps of fan bases in the NFL and like, all of New England except for chunks. It's like Buffalo and a little bit of Buffalo, but mostly Patriots. You see where the Bears like spill into different places, like the Lions spill into like Toledo and stuff, or maybe, I don't know, whatever. But nonetheless, the Cowboys are everywhere. The Jets are always a literal green dot, which is Queens. It's not Brooklyn. It's not, maybe it's Staten Island, but it's Brooklyn, basically Queens and Staten Island. It's not Manhattan. It's not upstate. It's not even like Rye in Westchester County. It's none of that stuff. It's like Queens, which is on Long Island. It's like Long Island. And if you live on Long Island, if they're losing Long Island, this guy's like 41 years old. If they're losing they won in his lifetime. They went to AFC championship games. Can't be a Jet. Holy moly, are they in trouble? Anyway, the Jets are. Well, it shows that he's a winner. It shows there may be a good quality in him. It shows that he's a winner. But anyway, So Aaron Rodgers went on McAfee, and he sits right back in that chair. He loves to sit back in the chair. He's what is it? Nonplussed? Is that the term? Nonplussed?
I think that's right.
Thank you. I read them. I don't always know how to say them. But he sits back. He's real cool. Now we're not going to play the Fauci stuff. If you don't know, Fauci kept a diary, and he went in front of a Senate committee, and he pled the fifth to every question. And, Rodgers is not happy with him. But I will say this, is that when, Rodgers, right or wrong, was attacked pretty vehemently about his, faking getting the coronavirus vaccine. And, he was a big expert on it and all these things, right?
He was immunized.
Yes, exactly. And so the thing is this, though, look, Rodgers thinks he's very, very smart, and I don't think he is. But he was vilified and attacked, right or wrong, but he was. What do you expect him to be? When people go full on out on someone and they attack them, they're not going to like the people that attacked them, and they're going to like the people that sympathize with them. It's like everyone gave Rogan this huge platform. He didn't ask for it, but he was given this huge platform where all of a sudden, the New York Times is covering what he has to say, and then he's this kingmaker, and he says something, and he gets universally attacked. And then, so, when that happens, guess what? You don't like the people that attacked you, and then you like the people that sympathized with you, so it makes you more likely to support the people that sympathize with you in that time. That's all I'll say about that. If you're shocked that he went in on Fauci, yeah. When you go crazy on someone about their belief that they have, again, right or wrong, as if Rodgers was holding some kind of power, he's going to not like you. But his opinion on Fauci mean nothing to me, as a matter of fact. So we're not playing him. But what I do like his opinion on is this.
There were some powerful positions coming out saying you were the worst person on earth.
Remember 8 Mile, right? The last.
Yeah, I remember 8 Mile. He's a lot like Eminem.
Yeah, Rodgers grew up in suburban Detroit.
Well, Eminem grew up in Detroit, 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Why'd you say suburban?
Sorry.
Did you even see 8 Mile, stupid? Rabbit, yeah.
There were some powerful positions coming out saying you were the worst person on earth.
Remember 8 Mile, right? The last rap, you remember what he does?
Yeah,
against Papa Doc. He basically said, "This is all this you're going to say about me," right?
Yeah.
It's like all these different narratives. He's this, he's that, blah, blah, blah. His family hates him.
Well, yeah, they did.
For a long time.
Yeah.
He's a murderer. He's endangering old people. All the bullshit over the years. Just keep it 100. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it 100.
Yeah. Okay. He's from the street. Keep it 100, Gabe.
Okay.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100.
You're super cool.
Nah, he is.
Yeah.
He keeps it 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all he's asking for.
He's inviting the hate as a psychological ploy, and it's like, I'll say all this stuff, and I'm going to ask you to keep hating, keep saying all this stuff as a means to get you to stop.
He's like Eminem if he's taken 1,000 shots to the head. Can you imagine him in that rap battle? Here's what it is. The guy's like, yeah, you're white boy, you stink. And he's like, what was I going to say? Cranbrook? I don't know. I lost it. I'm sorry. I've been hit a lot. I'm very old. I dated a lady. She very rich, but she still got water from the river. You'll remember her from the one movie she was in, The Descendants. Or not The Descendants. She was in the movie with George Clooney.
I'm not taking this victory lap.
Kind of.
It's just like...
I love it that he can say the F word. It makes it much more natural.
You can say it everywhere now. You can say it in congressional hearings. Doesn't matter.
Oh, so when you got sleeve tattoos and you're like a super Christian fundamentalist, but
Hell
now you
yeah.
have sleeve tattoos and like neck tattoos, and you're a senator.
You can say it anywhere.
You're like the most like conforming person, the most like Tattoos now. Ugh, ruined. And I have them too. But it's like the most establishment thing you could possibly have.
I'm not taking this victory lap.
Kinda.
It's just like
I think we should kind of. Yeah, it feels like you kind of should. Now, on that note,
seriously, come on.
We got to worry about ball at some point. But on that note,
oh my God, McAfee.
Ball.
I am very thankful that you are having this experience that you're having because, boy, it got real loud. You were a very terrible person.
Years.
I mean, it was, and I was the reason why I know this. I was next to you.
What is the network doing? Like, you have literally an individual that maybe used to work at ESPN that covers our league at the highest level, and there's a major scandal, and it's just like nobody can talk about it. What are we even doing personal here? lives are personal lives. It's not like you of all people should know that. I understand, but if it's affecting certain things, if there's leaks going on, if there's tampering going on, if that person is also an MVP voter and a Coach of the Year voter.
No, he's talking about Rossini and Vrabel, and he's talking about how people wouldn't talk about that. And he is absolutely correct that it's not just Vrabel having an affair or Rossini having an affair. It's that they were having an affair with each other, and that it got her fired from the New York Times. And yeah, and first of all, they lied about it like idiots. They should have, and were smug. Like, how dare you, you idiot? Like no one was going to figure it out. You just lit a fuse. Your PR instincts are garbage, but you just lit a fuse. It is interesting that ESPN wouldn't talk about that. Personal lives are personal lives. What are you talking about? Let's go read the headlines on ESPN and see how many personal lives that are being avoided talking about someone's personal lives. They reported on Tony Romo. Tony Romo got put on leave by, he's obviously going to rehab, but he got put on leave by CBS. That was on ESPN. They covered that. Diana Rossini was fired from The Athletic for banging Vrabel. What's the difference? What is the difference between the two stories? Getting a DUI is your personal life, or an OUI, or whatever they call it there. And, they obviously probably mandated that he goes to rehab. And so he has to go to rehab, and when he gets out, he can start working again. But, I don't know why they can cover that and not cover the Rossini thing. Is it because it involves Willies and Fifis? Do you think so? Do you think that they're afraid their audience is going to envision intercourse? I mean, it's not gay intercourse,
No, it's
which you got to avoid.
Yeah, it doesn't go against the Bible.
Yeah, I mean, this is real biblical sex. The real stuff, missionary,
right?
Gentle missionary.
Yeah, caring and loving.
Yeah.
Remember when I won MVP in 2021?
Yeah, that was the best.
Remember when I won MVP in 2021?
Yeah, how about
and that bum in Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that bum in Chicago. Remember him? He tried to clean his windshield. He shot him.
What
the hell is he talking about?
McAfee doesn't know either. He's just saying yeah because he's a great interviewer.
Yeah, it wasn't a bum, though. It was Dr. Richard Kimball. They just gave him a few bucks and he moved on.
Do you remember in Chicago when he parked his car at the garage and he gave the guy a $5 to keep good care of it, and then him and his friend went off and just raced it around the streets of Chicago?
They didn't even know, though. The condition of the car was essentially the same, except for the odometer.
Yeah, and then he tried to put it in reverse, and then it went off.
Yeah,
but then he realized that he was going to take any more guff from his dad.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was time to grow up.
Do you remember when him and his brother were walking into their apartment, and then one of the brother's ex-girlfriends shot a bazooka into it, and all the stuff fell?
I do. She was sitting outside waiting on him.
Yeah. Do you remember when Rogers was in high school and he got in trouble and he had to go to Saturday detention with a bunch of people from different cliques, and then at the end they all got together and they liked each other?
That was years after he had been left home as the family went on a Christmas vacation. Though.
Yeah, and he was afraid of the neighbor, but it turned out the neighbor
No, he was fine. He was looking in on him.
But he also helped the neighbor because he reconciled with his child. You never figure out how, but he did. Yeah, you saw him pick her up.
Yeah, how about and that bum in Chicago? Yeah. That's real life. Like, how are we allowing these people to have an impact?
How about, you don't know. You don't know, stupid. Why don't you ask him? I don't know who you're talking about.
Wait a second. You said you said something about MVP and then Chicago. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Is this? Are you talking about Peter Cetera's solo career?
So this was an MVP voter wouldn't vote for Aaron Rodgers because he said he's a jerk and a bad guy.
Oh, I thought he meant an actual bum, and I'm not kidding.
Okay.
So McAfee off the top of his head remembered the guy from Chicago that didn't vote for him?
Yeah,
didn't.
well, we all remember
No.
sports writer Hub Arkush.
That guy's been around a long time. I actually know that guy.
Yeah, you do, John.
Of course I do.
He's another guy whose job you'll never get.
It's just mean.
He keeps tabs on
It's all bad.
No, life is mean,
No,
John.
and you are life at the moment?
I've been nothing but supportive of you. And if you can't see that, you're a real idiot.
You don't even deserve this job, much less all the other ones you won't get.
He laughed at himself
Ow.
for being mean.
Ow.
You don't need another job, Johnny. You stay right here.
Man, oh man.
We're all good.
That's real life. Like how we allow.
That is real life, man. That's real life.
That's real life. Like how we allowing these
What was
people to
that
have an
guy's name?
impact.
Pornhub Arkush is what we call it.
Arkush, I remember he had a name. Okay, so on that note, good for you, man. Hey, actually.
Hey, baby, hey.
I told these boys I was bringing it today.
Let's give Aaron Rodgers the old round of applause for all he's been through.
Hey, baby, hey.
I thought that was going to be way better. I heard him talking about the Rossini and Vrabel thing, and he couldn't even do that good. He told the boys he was going to bring it. He brought it.
I told these boys I was bringing it today.
Yeah, you brought it. And by the way,
Good for you, man.
I take it
Hey,
they're
actually.
in Pittsburgh, right? I take it they're broadcasting outside in
Yes,
Pittsburgh.
yes.
That crowd, first of all, huge, and second of all, really loud. I wouldn't even know when they were anywhere.
Yay,
if I hadn't seen the video of it.
Yay, 9-8. Yay.
I mean,
8 and 9.
But in fairness, Pittsburgh's just getting used to having a football team, and they haven't developed that passion yet.
That's right.
You know, and if
Good
only
for you, man.
if only you could tell McAfee was from Pittsburgh.
That's real life.
Chip, go ahead.
Fred, extra grumpy this morning.
What did I do?
A little extra grumpy.
What did I do?
It seems as if maybe booze wasn't the problem.
Okay.
What else we got? What else could be lingering down there deep inside that we can get you to just be a little nicer to the guys that work with you every day?
Yeah, Fred.
What did I say that offended you so much?
I don't know. I turned you on for 2 seconds. I just turned you on. And you're angry at everything, Fred. And Wallach, you're deeply affecting Mr. Wallach. He's not going to act like it, but you're psychologically damaging this young hawk, and he's not going to be able to fly.
Oh, no.
Soon if you keep this up.
That's what he tuned in. He tuned in for those 2 seconds where
Do
you
you
were
think
being
that
mean
you're
to me.
not going to be able to fly, John? Is that true?
I think I'll get over it. I think I'll be okay.
Hardy can take it. I think Hardy can take it. He's okay, but
Calloused.
Wallach is who I'm worried about here.
Yeah. Well, listen, email Wallach every day and just check in on him, would you? You'd be doing us all a favor.
Yeah,
you
Chip,
got it.
I could do that. That'd be nice, Chip. It'd be
right.
good to start a conversation.
Thank you.
A Wallach advocate.
There
Thank
you.
you.
Go. There you
Wallaholic,
go.
baby.
I saved you all the Fauci stuff, so you have to give me that, Chip.
I appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
just caught in the Fauci stuff. Yeah, that guy. Hey, wow, that guy. Turns out he wasn't telling the truth or something. Huh? That's nuts.
I don't know. All I know is that what do you expect Rodgers to do? Like the guy? I mean, everyone went crazy on him, right or wrong. Again, it's just when you go all in on someone. And
I'm
the
not
public
taking this victory lap.
Kinda.
It's just like
Kind of are. You really are.
All right. Very good. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. The Red Sox were very active, obviously, yesterday. Craig Breslow is having the time of his life. He's wheeling and dealing. And we'll get some audio of what he had to say.
Hey, baby, hey.
It's what have you done for me lately, and how are we going to be effective? And they've looked at the team and they said, okay, the best ability, come on now,
Is availability.
thank you so much. It's true. And if you're not on the field and you're not going to produce, then we need to get better somewhere else. You can stockpile talent for how long?
Well, it is true. You can only stockpile talent for so long. And if you look at it, they're talking about Meyer there, obviously. And if you look at it, Anthony's hurt, Meyer's gone. and Campbell's in AAA. And, who knows if Campbell ever come back to the major leagues. And those were 3 guys that the organization hung their hat on. And, didn't make moves in a lot of ways because they were ensured that they had their middle infield of the future. They had their superstar of the future. And Anthony obviously still could be a superstar. But, 2 of those 3 guys, I mean, if there was ever evidence of, getting rid of prospects, especially when you're a team that can afford to sign free agents, not like the Dodgers or anything, but you can afford to sign free agents and things like that. There is evidence right there that if you're too precious with your prospects, that it could come back and bite you in the ass. But
I understand trading 1 or 2 of those prospects, not all of them.
Well, and it's
almost
also
all of them.
and it's also who you get in return. I mean, you gave up Meyer, who's 23, for a middle reliever. I mean, it's just a blow to the kind of your whole system, like that you invested that heavily in a guy. I mean, and it also speaks to remember when Meyer was taken, he wasn't the number 1 pick in the draft. You recall that?
Yes.
But when he was taken,
4 overall?
4.
Yeah, but everyone was like, he should have been the number 1 pick in the draft. He's the best. They got the best. He's the best. And that, and he still could be, by the way. But it also goes to show you that these guys that are projecting out high school kids a lot of times that's not an exact science. That knowing what a high school shortstop's going to be as a pro is a little bit of a fool's errand in a lot of ways. Because, I mean, we were on the air. We've been on the air for 5 generations of these guys now. And, Meyer was supposed to be a home run, a can't miss. And now you got a middle reliever for him.
I've sat at those kitchen tables. I've heard you tell kids, I know baseball and you don't. You don't.
What's that from?
Moneyball.
Oh.
All right.
Some of us didn't memorize it. Some of us just were enjoying the workout scene during the game.
I don't know how you don't memorize when that hunk is on screen.
Yeah, Billy Bean.
Every word.
Billy Bean's like, hey, I want Brad Pitt to play me. And by the way, I used to just knock out some lat pull downs during games. That's when I got my work.
What do you want to play you? The most beautiful man on the planet, please.
Please, I'm very handsome.
All right, so rationalizing the Meyer trade. Let's start there with Craig Breslow's trade deadline day press conference yesterday.
What we saw was an opportunity to get, a back-end reliever with control who, throws from the left side with huge stuff, generates a ton of swings and misses, and gets a ton of strikeouts. And, as you think about a bullpen down the stretch and in potentially into the postseason, the ability to bring guys in who can get swings and misses and shorten the game when relievers are available almost every night because of the schedule becomes really, really valuable.
No, you didn't. You dumped him. You were tired of Marcelo Meyer. You were tired of him getting hurt. And
so
whatever personality thing there was behind the scenes, you dumped a 23-year-old shortstop with a world of potential for a middle reliever.
Between him and Anthony, the question was posed to Chad Tracy a couple of weeks ago. Is there anything going on off the field with these guys that make them an issue? And he's like, 0, ridiculous, not at all, not at all. There was a comment made by Sean McAdam, who said, there are a couple of veterans who are questioning whether or not some of this run has to do with the fact that Meyer and Anthony aren't around, and whether or not these guys are just playing better addition by subtraction. Again, thought of as ridiculous. Maybe it's not all that ridiculous. Maybe the Red Sox and Craig Breslow in particular said, you know what? Been playing fine without him.
I think there's a lot of merit to that. I mean, they sent Roman Anthony to Florida. I mean, I don't think that's a coincidence. He could have done his rehab up here. He's not. He's taking dry swings or, whatever is the opposite of wet swings, whatever it is now. He's playing soft toss in Florida. He could do that here. Marcelo Meyer is gone. They couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't think there's any doubt that you didn't bring Meyer back up this year. I mean, I wouldn't screw with anything right now. I mean, I'm not throwing him back in. You weren't good when he was playing, and you're very, very good now. I mean, it's sustainable for like a long time. I mean, after this season, no. I mean, you're going to have to do something, but there is that. But then there's also dumping him for a middle reliever. But again, I'm not one of the 29 other GMs in the league, and I don't know how the league values Meyer. They might not value him that much. It's just interesting how someone is a savior. They're only 23 years old. They've only been in the majors for a little bit of time. And I mean, how many games has he even played in the majors? And he gets hurt a lot, and all those things are true. But the savior of your franchise was just jettisoned for a high leverage, mind you, but high leverage middle reliever.
Mm-hmm. By the way, is soft toss to dry swings what long toss is to wet swings?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
I think so.
All right, we'll take 114 games, by the way, for Meyer in the majors.
I mean, they really gave him a lot of time. 114 games.
They could not get rid of him fast enough.
Don't worry. He'll still be good.
It was tough to include him in a deal. And it's tough to include any of the players that we had sent out because we have relationships with them. We've watched their development. In many cases, we've drafted them or signed them.
I don't believe he has a relationship with anybody.
We know their first names.
The way that he talks.
We learned that it's Meyer, not Mayer.
Yeah, the robot is not exactly known for his personal relationships within the organization. What he should have said was, we have a 20-year-old kid who has been healthy since he's been in the organization that we grade out to be much better at the same position.
Yeah, that is true. But, I mean, at least they sold high on Meyer.
Jeez.
Nationally. And speaking about Marcelo, he's a really big part of this, or he was a really big part of this organization, and someone that was looked upon to be part of a core. And I still think that's going to happen. It's going to happen with the San Francisco Giants at this point. But he's an incredibly talented player.
All right. We had also talked about chemistry in the weeks leading up to it and how much it matters on a baseball field. Fred, you had the point that it matters greatly, especially when you've got a bunch of guys who are overperforming. So that the players that you added, like Rushman, could this disrupt the chemistry?
I think the short answer is yes. You certainly think about trying to minimize any potential disruption to the group, but also felt like everything that we learned about Adley pointed us to him being able to step in and build relationships with the coaches and the pitching staff and settle right into our infrastructure.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second. I mean, he'll fit right in, and you didn't get rid of any pieces that are going to disrupt chemistry. Yeah, I mean,
you needed a catcher. You need especially a catcher that can hit a little bit. This guy, if he's healthy, can hit better than a lot of catchers. Yeah, this is a move you make. Now, it's a massive overpay to get him, but you got someone that you needed.
Yeah, I mean, you bought. You didn't sell. I mean, you bought. I mean, you did make the like kind of tit for tat move earlier. Earlier when you got the middle infielder,
Curtis Mead.
Mead, I'm sorry, I missed him by his 2 at-bats. When you got Mead. But one thing I would just keep my eye on is organizationally, they don't seem to value pitching very much because they've gotten rid of like just everybody. They just said, here, take our pitching. They must really like their young pitching because, you got your 2 and 3 starters are not going to pitch forever.
The depth in your organization is now non-existent,
right?
At this position.
Yeah, yes. They've got rid of an awful lot of pitching.
Finally, on Rushman, whether he helps the chemistry or whether he just helps with his at bats or whatever, when's it going to happen? I mean, he's on the IL. Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be later this week?
Adley's injury, where things stand, when you guys can expect him back, and I guess the plan for him the next few days.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier today. At this point, like I am not going to try to put a timetable on what his return might look like. I think it's best for him to kind of get under our care, and get our athletics, our medical staff, our athletic trainers, our doctors, hands on him, and from there we'll figure out what the right kind of course of action is here. But in talking to him, he's very optimistic, and he is saying that he feels quite a bit better.
So Bob Nightingale, while writing up his analysis of this trade, seemed to think it would be, quote, a couple of weeks, unquote. Oh. So this isn't going to be another month. He'll be back sooner rather than later.
Great.
But the Red Sox, while getting needed help, What they really needed was a starting pitcher and a shortstop. I'm not convinced Andrew Monasterio, who's spent his career as a middle infielder and never played more than 90 games in a season in his life, is going to hold up as an everyday shortstop for the rest of the year. Maybe it's Franklin Arias. Maybe it's the kid in September when the games really matter. But those are your two answers. There's no other trade to be made.
Oh, boy. But if you put Arias in that situation,
sure.
Oh, boy, you're really asking for it. Then that's 4 that you've really ruined.
I'm just saying, this is the Red Sox.
Oh, if you bring up Arias during a run, a pressure run, and you put him in and you go, you're our shortstop, here, kid. Like, deal with Boston during a playoff run.
There are a lot of situations like that the Red Sox, everything has to break right. Rutschman has to be healthy. Tolley and Bennett have to hold up for another 2 or 3 months where they've never pitched this much in their entire professional or careers or in their life. You have to hope that this lefty setup man's going to be good for you down the stretch. You have to hope that all of these bit players can continue to hit and play well. You have to hope that your chemistry holds up for another 2 months.
I'm not worried about the chemistry. The thing is that look, this team deserves to be aggressive. They did the right thing by being aggressive in this situation. You have to respect what they've been able to do over the last month and a half. It's been unbelievable. I mean, they just swept the Dodgers. Any way you want to slice it, that's impressive. And kudos to them for adding, and kudos to them for not taking away, again, anything from the Major League roster. These are all positives, and Breslow should be applauded for them. The things that are interesting about it are just more macro stuff about the value of prospects, the value of developmental pitching. There's some questions. It's going to be interesting to see how Meyer turns out, and not even in regards to the Red Sox making a mistake, just in regards to how could someone be that coveted a prospect for. And it wasn't like he was drafted and then he sucked. Like, he was a coveted prospect getting into the majors. Like, he was rushed through the minors. I mean, he got to AAA pretty quick. You know, they
got to AAA as soon as this kid Arias did. He was 20 or 21 when he reached AAA.
Yeah, and
same thing.
So it's not like Meyer was struggling in the minors. I mean, they've rushed him through. I mean, he did everything he was supposed to do until he got to the major league level.
This team will be awesome to watch, not only locally but nationally, because, as I said last hour, this could go one of two ways, wildly in opposite directions. I mean, the kids could hold up and everything will be fine, and this team will go on a great run, or it could go wildly poor the other way, and they could fall out of playoff position. This is going to be a fun team to watch, not only because of their run now, but because of what lies ahead. No one's really sure. It's great. I'm really happy they're in this position. A lot of good baseball is still in front of them, but you got to watch out. There are a lot of landmines here over the last 7 weeks.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Oh, we are Toucher and Hardy. I can't wait to give Adam a piece of my mind. The idea that Adam 12 was in here yesterday talking about me flying to Maine, given his... I mean, that would be like me talking about riding a unicycle or wearing horrible socks.
Have you ever ridden a unicycle?
No. You have, obviously, juggling.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's part of the whole juggling thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You did the juggling on a unicycle.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So you two, if you would have known each other in high school, could have put together quite a little show because
I would have played for him.
Because of John,
a variety act.
Yeah. Because of John's love of Dr. Demento and the wild parody songs of that era, plus your love of alternative performance art like juggling and unicycles.
Yep.
You could have really put together a thing that could have opened up for those two sisters that you traveled the country with.
The Diamond Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have gotten chicks by the truckload, the two of us. Would have been awesome.
I mean, Hardy did travel with the Diamond Sisters, and their car broke down one time, and they had to sit in the U-Haul, and Hardy still did not even fantasize about them.
Was that on the side of the highway in the middle of the night? Wasn't very sexy.
Oh, that's pretty
I think
sexy.
at that age, it really doesn't matter all that much if things are sexified or not.
Could I Google the Diamond Sisters and see what they look like?
I've tried. This was pre-internet, so anything that was out there related to them was, and I know stuff like that exists and has been digitized and put online, but I don't think they were ever big enough or widespread enough to where any of the things.
They weren't widespread with you. That's for sure.
No, I've believe me, I've looked.
Well, yeah, you have looked. You've looked to go back in there. I don't blame you.
They still touring?
A little nostalgic trip through Spankety Lane. I understand it. It's like when Facebook first came out, and you're like, "Ooh, let's go back to who I knew back in the day."
If I do say so much.
I remember where I was when Adolfo told me about Facebook. I was at a bar in Alston. And Adolfo was like, "Hey, have you heard about Facebook?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's all stupid." And he's like, "No, you can look up everyone from the past." And I went, "Ooh, my mind!" I looked up like every girl I'd ever dated. So there's 3. But I looked up all. It was like it was so fun at first. Little did I know that we were entering the end of Western civilization at that moment. But it certainly was like a month of fun, seeing what everyone looked like. And I wasn't old enough at the time where it was depressing. Like, everyone still looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. They didn't just look like a cocoon or something like that. Like where we had a lot of time had passed. I remember when you were a dancing girl, and now you can't even roll over. Are you looking for the Diamond Sisters?
You know what? It's worth, in the waning days of summer to see if maybe I could track down either Carrie or Leslie. Just to.
How you like me now? Missed your chance.
No, it's really more of a chance for Fred to ask them questions.
Do you think they remember?
Oh yeah.
Of course they'd remember.
Yeah.
I mean, they went. Did you play like the VAW halls and stuff like that?
No. The shows I remember doing with them, there are like 2 or 3 in particular. One of them was like the men's member guest golf tournament at a really nice club in Chicago. May have been at Medina, where the club had a lot of money and they brought in like actual entertainment, for the big, weekend tournament, and, a couple of hot chicks doing magic.
Did they wear tassels?
Yeah, sequined. Well, no. They weren't. Did
they show a little leg?
Oh, they showed a lot of leg.
Yeah. And you were like what?
Black pants, like black tuxedo shirt type of thing. I was a stagehand, essentially.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I would, one of my jobs was to go out there and
get booed because you weren't a girl.
No, there's an illusion called metamorphosis. It's a trunk where I think.
Look, we took 2 hot chicks and put them in there. Now there's this stupid kid.
No, Leslie would go in the trunk, and Carrie would stand on top, and then you hold up the curtain. For just a second,
Hardy would go to the bathroom
curtain,
in there,
and they switch positions. It's called metamorphosis. It's a famous illusion. Pendragons do the fastest version of it ever. You should look that up. And
I'm good, but thanks.
As after the switch is made, then I had to lift the one who was down off of the trunk.
Oh
wow!
Yeah.
Now, did your hands ever slip in and then cup her breasts?
No, and I wasn't quite strong enough. I was a slight 18-year-old. So, we kept practicing because, they would go to jump down and they would go, boom, and just come down on
and this didn't send you into a fit of erotic frenzy that you were actually carrying them around and touching them in that way. Good looking,
by your own admission, good looking.
I was too professional.
Oh, you're full of crap.
All I know is that I would have maybe had a stroke from the blood not going into my head.
You're 18 years old, and you could just turn that off.
I can't explain it because I was sexually active. It was late 80s, man. That's like what we did.
I mean, it was the height of AIDS.
Yeah, it's like
Everyone was doing it.
But it's like back then I don't know what the high school kids are doing now, but back then, we had sex. That's what we did.
You did. I didn't.
So
in high school you did?
I had
you
sex
did
one time in high school.
Oh God.
And I was 15, and then I was dry for the rest of the time.
Oof, that's rough.
Biblical vaginal sex? No. Only one time. And it was no time. It was no fun. I messed it up, I'll tell you that. It was like I probably went through 17 rubbers trying to keep things going long enough to put one on. She's like, ah. All right, well, listen, we'll go do a deep dive, but we do have a game to play. Hardy gives Nicholas the hardest time. Hardy's like, Nick's so stupid and dumb and he can't talk. What an idiot. Yeah. You don't hear any of this, Nick. This is on the phone. And so anyway, so he gives Nick a hard time, but let's just see if Hardy's right. We're going to play a game to find that out. We'll be back in just a moment.
Is on the Sports Hub. Goes to the backhand and score. Boston's home for sports. The Sports Hub, a Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox Chief Baseball Officer Craig Breslow made the most of the trade deadline yesterday. He made 3 deals yesterday, first sending Carlos Narvaez and 3 minor leaguers to Baltimore in exchange for 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman. He's currently on the injured list with a sore wrist. He also got backup catcher Jake Rogers. The other big deal of the day included former top prospect Marcelo Meyer. He was shipped off to San Francisco for lefty setup man Eric Miller and a minor leaguer. Breslow was sorry to see Meyer go.
This year, our strategy was more about targeting players that met our needs and allowed us to upgrade areas that we felt like could be upgraded, and going out and targeting them and trying to be aggressive and bringing them in, as opposed to kind of sitting back and waiting for the market to come to us.
Also, the Sox got outfielder Eli White from Atlanta for pitcher Tyler Uberstein. Tampa and the Yankees got help yesterday. The Rays got reliever Tyler Wells from Baltimore and catcher Liam Hicks from Miami. Yankees got another bat for the outfield in Elio Ramos from San Francisco. Patriots held training camp practice inside yesterday. Carlton Davis and wideout Kyle Williams are both missing, and top wide receiver A.J. Brown dislocated his left thumb during the practice but still finished. And the Atlanta Falcons have, within the last 10 minutes, signed running back Bijan Robinson to a new 3-year, $75 million contract extension with $51 million guaranteed. He is now the top-paid running back in the league. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, keeping drains flowing for homes and businesses in the greater Boston area since 1976. Go to johnsewer.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Diving effort. He's got a breakaway. To the backhand. Throws it in front. Coming to the spot. The Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Coming out. When would you guess that is, Hardy?
I would say Thursday or Friday.
All right. New Thuppets video coming out on @Toucher and Hardy on Instagram, coming up Thursday or Friday. And I have a feeling I know what it's about. But we have a new character, a new piece of clothing has been issued for. I won't get into it too much, but it's a very exciting piece of costuming that Hardy has acquired. Wardrobe, sorry. You guys have much more theater experience than me. Wardrobe that has been, is going to be utilized. And yeah. I, for one, am excited to see it. This is Hardy's show. As you know, I'm very impressed by it. I could not do this. And he's got an idea that I know about that I'm very excited about. So look for that later this week. But a thing Hardy does that everyone doesn't like is he gets on young Nicholas for his speaking problems.
No.
I mean, but sometimes it's just him saying a certain phrase.
In our room.
Or in another room.
Now, I don't make any mistakes speaking, But I find it hard that Nicholas would have any problem speaking, given that he has a degree from a broadcasting school.
That's right. Has stepped in enough times to where we, or at least I started thinking, if we gave Nick just written words to speak out loud, if he wasn't forced to come up with the words on his own, would he be able to get through written words without making mistakes? I think we know the answer is no. But the question is, how many mistakes will Nick make? So with that in mind,
you can, I could.
Could Nick say it? If we gave him a list of, say, famous transcripts, speeches, movie soliloquies, and monologues, will he be able to make it through?
No.
Okay. Well, then the question will become, how many mistakes will Nick make?
Okay, what can we just define a mistake right now while we have the chance? What do you consider a mistake?
A mispronunciation of a word.
Okay.
A hesitation in the middle of a phrase.
Oh boy.
Or just a complete stoppage of the speech.
And then starting over, like has to start over, because that will happen.
Yes.
Okay, I've known Nicholas for 20 years, and we've had him read a lot of stuff. There's going to be, Johnny, I'm just letting you know there's going to be a lot of mistakes.
I'm on the same wavelength.
But will there be a lot of mistakes when it's material that Nick is intimately familiar with and a fan of, say, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, the script that rolls in the beginning of the film? This is something that he's seen many times. This is something that he...
Nicholas, are you a big Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I like Star Wars.
Yeah, because you love the Avengers. You've seen all the Avengers movies.
I do. Yes, I do.
And so Star Wars seems to be a little bit like the Avengers in that it's like fake superhero stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is Nick simply reading
Just
the script.
leave the mic on, Nick. We'll go to you.
That rolls at the beginning of Star Wars. Not the entire thing. Number one, goes on for much longer than any of us remember.
Sure, yeah. Yes.
So a shortened version of it, essentially when it runs out and they go down to the desert planet. And
And it's boring for a half an hour. Right?
That's right. All right. So how many mistakes will Nick make? John?
I'll say 8.
Okay.
Nick?
Yeah, leave your mic on, Nick. It's fine. All right. He says 8.
I say 8.
Okay, I'll go 10 just to be fair, because I should go 9.
All
I'm
right.
going to go 10.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
It is a period of civil war in the galaxy. A bright... Okay, hold on. Let me restart this. It is a period of civil wars in the galaxy. The brave alliance of underground freedom fighters have challenged the tyranny and oppression of the awesome galactic empire.
Nicholas.
All right, you're rolling here.
By the way, he was told not to restart. So this was the first one we had done yesterday, and he had screwed up.
Okay, so that's not 2 mistakes. That's 1.
No, that's 2.
Okay.
Striking from a fortress hidden amongst the billion stars of the galaxy.
Civilian. Yeah.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Which is what they used to make people ride on the Stern Show.
Right.
The Civilian.
Rebel spaceships have won their first victory in a battle with a powerful Imperial Starfleet. The Empire fears that another defeat could bring it.
Oh, that's close.
Nutter?
Yeah, I got to give that one.
Nutter.
That's there.
Because if I say interview or enning, that counts as a mistake. So a nutter.
All right, up to 5.
All right.
Yeah, a nutter.
Another peanut butter sandwich.
The Empire fears that another defeat could bring 1,000 more solar systems into the rebellion. An imperial control. An imperial. Why is reading so hard? My goodness.
I have it right in the middle at 9.
I had 8.
Oh,
I had 8.
And all right. Well,
I had 8.
I'm going to call that one a tie.
All right.
I'm going to call that one a tie.
All right.
Very good. It's not Price is Right rules, obviously. Okay.
All right, so that's fantastical. But what about something fake biblical? And for that, we go to Ezekiel 25:17.
Oh, Jesus. And I mean that on a non-disparaging
All right.
way. I'm like asking Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
A Bible verse that is not really a Bible verse from Quentin Tarantino in Pulp Fiction.
Okay, so this is the one that that Hegseth thought was real and used in a subcommittee hearing. This is when he stands up there and he does the big thing. He's got the Jerry curl. All right, John, I'll go first.
Okay.
14.
I'll go less. I'll say 10.
Okay.
It's not that long, so I'll say 10.
It's way harder though, and it's like a preachy
I
thing.
like your thinking. You may be onto something.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
This is
We'll
tough.
find out.
This is tough.
This is great.
The path of the righteous man is best on all sides of the inequalities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men.
Okay, that's 3.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Because it's beset, not best.
Yeah.
Not best on all sides.
Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the wheat through the valley of darkness. For he is truly a brother's keeper.
Okay, that's a bunch of mistakes.
I'm so screwed.
Yeah.
I have no chance.
I mean, you can give it.
I'm at 6.
Well, can we
you gotta
stop
give him
now?
6.
I'm at 6.
Damn.
And the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger for those who...
That's in it. That's in it. He says that, obviously.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
I have it at 10.
That's got to be way more than 10.
I mean, it's.
If you're telling me I got that right?
I think John got it right.
Very good. I mean,
wow.
It seemed like a lot to me.
He had like 7 in the first 15 seconds.
But I'm not keeping score. All right. Very good.
Can Nick say something that we probably many of us can recite thanks to Schoolhouse Rock? The preamble to the Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I cannot.
I grew up on Schoolhouse Rock. I can still do it, I think.
So it's just
give me
a
just
bill.
first couple of lines.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and
ensure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
It's hard for me to speak.
I don't know any of that.
It's hard for me to speak it because I'm hearing the song and all the hesitations.
Where in the song? What song is that?
Schoolhouse Rock. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill.
That's right. That's Schoolhouse Rock, too.
And I know exercise. This is one Schoolhouse Rock, but exercise your chompers. And it's Fonzie, and he goes, eating is hard exercise. Yeah, that's what I did because I related to the cool guy. All right, here we go. Oh, we got to guess.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's 47 seconds, so there's going to be a lot because he cut it short. He didn't get through it. That's one. So I'm going to say he can't get through it.
I'll say 13.
Okay. He can't get through it. So I'm saying infinity.
Okay.
Because there's no way he got through it.
All right.
So I'm going to just go with infinity. So
more than 13.
Yeah. It would just, he would never get through it no matter what.
Okay.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic...
He was about to say Gemelli.
He was, yeah.
I know.
There was a G there. It's a good call.
It's all about Gemelli.
Yeah.
He's like, that's my name. I know how to say that.
Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessing of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity. do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of.
All right, you counting that?
No, I'm counting that one.
Yeah, you gotta count.
For the United States.
For the
United States of America. Oh, God damn it, so long.
How do you dare you say that after the preamble of the Constitution? Nicholas, did they make you read aloud in school?
Not really.
Yeah.
And I think I know why.
Okay. And then finally.
How
many mistakes were there?
I came up with 11. You both went over. Nick, a lot smarter and more well-spoken than either of you given him credit for.
That is true.
How about something inspirational? Herb Brooks.
Ah!
Oh, okay,
from the movie Miracle. Yeah.
Again, shortened. Because I just ran out of time and patience.
Okay. It's a little over a minute. But a lot of that is fade, so let's just say it's a minute.
Okay.
All right.
All right, my turn to go first. I will say 10.
11. I'm going 11.
Okay.
I'm confident.
Were you always going to go one more than he?
No,
Okay.
no. I was going to go 11. I was going to always go 11.
Price is
11
Right
was gonna be my
style.
number.
All right.
Even if you said 11, I was going to go 11.
Okay.
I'm going 11.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas.
Well, you got to get on the board here. You're without so far. So this is a big thing for you.
It really is. I feel like Nick, big loser.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And
That's one.
That's one. Opportunity.
All right, I'm stopping after the mistakes. this time.
Opportunity.
Like you can say tunity.
We can't.
From great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game. If we play them 10 times, they might win.
Oh, okay, that's two.
Yeah.
They might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Tonight.
Are we giving him disc game?
Yes.
Okay, that's 3.
But not this game. Not tonight. Tonight, we stake the.
Okay, 1.
The word is skate. Come on, Nick, it's skate.
Tonight, we stake the.
Oh, Nicholas.
We skate with them. Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can. Tonight, we are the greatest.
That's a mistake.
We are the greatest hockey team in the world. I'm sick and tired of hearing about what a great hockey team the Soviets are.
Okay, that's another one.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sick of
That's another one.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sick and tired of hearing about what a great hockey team the Soviets have. Screw them. This is your time. Now, go out there and take it.
All right.
7.
Oh,
Whoa!
my goodness, Nicholas.
Wow.
Hey, Nicholas.
I was shut out. Who's the fool now?
Yeah, Nick.
Nicholas doing way better than I gave him any credit for.
Constitutions.
That's right.
Punkatong. I thought it was going to be more too.
Now, what I'm curious is if we do this in the future, I want Nicholas just to repeat after someone. Can you Can you write down a word that you think he would have trouble with, Hardy, and I can put it in a sentence?
Sure.
But remember, we found what we thought he would have, the kind of word he'd have trouble with.
Yeah.
Psychoanalysis.
No, just write down the word and I'll put it in a sentence.
Psychoanalysis.
And because Hardy and I kind of have figured out what he'll trip on, for sure.
I'm trying to think of we had a specific word.
It involves consonants. Like there has to be a
Right.
Remember, it's like duh and duh. Okay.
How about this one?
All right, and I'll give it to him in a sentence, and then this is how we'll finish. And then Tim Healy will join us to talk about the Red Sox and their many moves. All right, and then Nick is right there.
How about that?
All right.
Right there.
Okay. All right. Okay. I have to go to the. Just repeat this sentence. I have to go to the doctor. I'm a little concerned about. I have to go to the doctor. I'm a little concerned about what's going on with my pituitary gland.
Oh man, I have to go to the doctor. I'm.
Okay, that's fine because I had trouble with two. I have to go to the doctor. I'm a little concerned about what's happening with my pituitary gland.
I have to go to the doctor. I'm a little concerned about what's going on with my what was the
pituitary gland?
Pituitary gland.
I don't know.
You let him stop 3 times.
No. But we got to figure out the Yeah, see.
There it is.
I wasn't looking you to trip on the word. I was looking for you to go duh.
Because I wasn't thinking about saying the word. Just
because if you said Fred, we have to do a conversation with Mick Jones. And it was the word I would go, we have to do an interview with Mick Jones. I would go interview. If you go, like, what time of the game was it when he got hit with the pitch? And I go, it was the second inning. Like, I would mispronounce that. There's a Hardy and I we sat here one day and we figured out the words that would screw you up. Mm-hmm. So I'm not interested in you stumbling as much as I am for you doing the Nicholas. Like, everyone stumbles. Mm-hmm. It's just you have I do it too. I just told you I do it.
Yeah.
But it's like a particular thing where like you go duh instead of. We'll have to think.
Yes.
All right. Listen, we have no more time to waste. Tim Healy is going to join us. Big day for the Red Sox. Big day for the Red Sox yesterday. We'll be right back with them.
On the Sports Hub.
The way that these guys have played, the job that they've done on the field, the coaching staff, the way the fans have supported this team and the turnaround. We felt going into the season like we had a really competitive team. We're seeing it.
Toucher and Hardy, Tim Healy writes about the Red Sox for the Boston Globe. He is their beat writer. He joins us. Tim, hello, sir.
Hello.
All right. A big day yesterday. That's got to be a lot different than you thought things were going to go a couple months ago.
Yeah, certainly was. The Red Sox, too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. All right, what did you make for the moves? Let's start with the Marcelo Meyer getting traded. He talk about the return on him, and were you surprised that they gave up on Meyer already?
I wasn't super surprised because the Red Sox, really since the offseason, had seemed kind of disenchanted with Marcelo Meyer. And now, most of another season later, another several months of unimpressive performance, particularly at the plate, another injury. He was an obvious change of scenery candidate, and, it's in a way remarkable that it ended the way that it did. It's remarkable at how unremarkable it was, because it was a random trade before the trade deadline, and they got only a reliever for him. And yes, maybe a pretty good reliever, but he's still a reliever for your, alleged shortstop of the future, franchise cornerstone kind of prospect. So the end of the Marcelo Meyer era, if there ever was one. And they got Eric Miller from the Giants, who is an interesting guy. He's an absolutely massive person, 6'5", 269. So right up Craig Breslow's alley when he's building this pitching staff. The Red Sox have a bunch of pitchers who look something like that. And he throws hard. He's left-handed. And if he remains the kind of pitcher he has been for the Giants, then the Red Sox suddenly have not 4, but 5 high-leverage guys. So that starts to become a heck of a bullpen, and the kind that you see do real damage in October.
But, Tim, on the surface of this, it looks like they dumped Meyer. And I understand, everything you said, very unremarkable for a so-called top prospect, but we were discussing this earlier. Is there something more to this? Is there something behind the scenes that we're not seeing that forced this deal?
I think you're seeing pretty much all of it, that the Red Sox had pretty much had enough and were ready to give up on Marcelo Meyer because it wasn't going to happen here.
All right. Well, the other deal, of course.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
How do you go from, like, when he was drafted, he was the 4th pick, but he should have been the 1st, and they had invested. So now this is 3 kids that were supposed to be the future. One's in AAA, the other one's gone, and the other is Anthony.
Yep.
I mean, how much of a blow to the organization is this long term that they were depending on these 3 kids and so invested in these 3 kids? How could they have been this wrong about 2 of them?
Well, I'm not sure that it's a big blow at this moment to the Red Sox.
Not this year, but
Right.
It's not. But I mean, you were depending on. I mean, your hope was that and you invested in it. Like, these 3 kids were going to be in your lineup for the next 10 years.
Talent evaluation in the organization.
Right. No, just, I mean, this has to affect them negatively in some way. I know they weren't their picks, but, I mean, the development wasn't there.
Because the big 3 turned out to be not so big. Christian Campbell can't make it back to the majors. Marcelo Meyer is gone, and Roman Anthony's been hurt for months and should still be a pretty good player, but nonetheless. So, yeah, it's a reminder amid this improbable turnaround in which those guys played no role that prospects are busts pretty frequently. So, yeah, the Red Sox have gotten this far without any of those guys contributing anything, and now no more Marcelo Meyer, which they seem eminently comfortable with.
Yeah, and they do. I'm just wondering, before we get to Rutschman, because obviously that was the bigger, I guess, move of the day in terms of what went out the door. But getting Miller in return, how much of a need did that fill? I know it's nice to have in the postseason, and a lefty setup guy will be, great. But was it something that you were thinking about or remember talking about before the trade deadline?
It actually was, yeah, because they don't have, as good as the bullpen has been, they did not have an established left-handed reliever. Giovanni Moran's been pretty good, but he's not the kind of guy you would call on in a big spot against an elite left-handed hitter, and Miller much more so is. He's not super experienced. It's his 3rd year in the majors, but the last 2 seasons in particular been very good. This year his strikeout rate has shot up. So he's not a veteran. I thought maybe they would get a guy like Brooks Raley from the Met, who was a rental and very much a veteran. But Brooks Miller could be part of the bullpen for a long time, and at minimum is certainly their most accomplished, most established, and nastiest left-hander now, aside from Chapman, of course, in a different category as closer.
So now we'll turn to the Rutschman trade. Obviously, if he's healthy, he is a big help to this lineup and the pitching staff, but he's not and hasn't been for a couple of years. And what the Red Sox gave up for him was significant.
Yeah, it was a huge price. 3 of their top 5 prospects in Baseball America's ranking, plus Carlos Narvaez, who, of course, had been a key player over the last close to 2 seasons. So, yeah, it was a massive, massive price. Similar to when they gave up Connolly early for Curtis Mead, a huge price in an attempt to upgrade the lineup. So now they get to find out. Adley Rutschman has not been much of a hitter the last 3 years. Craig Breslow said the Red Sox like the under-the-hood numbers. So when Rutschman comes back from a wrist injury at some point, we'll find out. We'll find out if he can refine his April form or his 2023 form. And aside from that, he is highly regarded statistically and by reputation as a defender. So that'll be a needle mover for the Red Sox.
So overall, are we to praise Breslow or not? He gutted all of his pitching prospects. His young pitching is out the door now for the most part, but he got areas of need. So, yeah, massive overpay, but got help. So where do you land on this?
I like it because I think there's a lot to be said for doing something and trying. Because think about this time last year, the Red Sox were in the same position, and their trade deadline haul was a fringe starter who didn't add anything and a middle reliever who added a small something, let's say. And the question was, why didn't the Red Sox do more? They have this chance. Why didn't they go for it? A year later, they are in basically the same position, second wild card spot, a pretty bizarre and successful 6 weeks in which they've been the best team in the majors in a weak American League. Which team in the American League right now is for sure better than the Red Sox?
No,
the Rays, I guess. You know, it's a short list. So,
well, I saw a ranking where I can't remember who it was. It was on the baseball MLB network, where one guy had the Rays first and one had the guy had the Rays fifth.
Yeah, and I saw Cleveland first. I think I saw the same thing that you did.
Cleveland first and Red Sox were second. I think Red Sox were second in both of them.
Yes, that's correct. In answer to your question, Tim, the only team that I can think of that would definitely be better on paper, and this is if they're healthy, would be the Yankees. That rotation, and if you get Judge and Bellinger back, that's a tough lineup to negotiate.
Absolutely. The rotation's nasty. If they get those bats back, the lineup should be pretty good. And yet the Yankees have this way to be, in practice, in reality, on the field, wholly unremarkable every time the Red Sox play them. So I don't think the Yankees are that scary.
Okay, so
pretty interesting, right?
Yeah. So
I thought there was more. I thought he was going to say more. All right.
Now, what is disappointing for the Red Sox now? Like, what now? Given that they're were very aggressive at the trade deadline, you see where the American League is, and Tampa didn't really do much. The White Sox didn't really do anything. You look around. What is your expectation now? What are you expecting, and what would be disappointing to you?
What would be disappointing to me as far as the outcome?
The outcome of the season.
Well, at this point, the Red Sox very much are back at the standard and the expectations of the big game they talked over the offseason and spring training. Making the playoffs at this point needs to be a given. That is the absolute floor. If they don't make the playoffs, tremendous failure. And then once you get there, you have to make some noise. Last year they made it in, lost in the first round. Okay, fine, step forward. This year, if you don't win a round or two, you're going to walk away disappointed, at least a round or two. So big crapshoot in October, as we all know. A little bit of a different game that, who knows, maybe the Red Sox are built well for. Still probably a bat short. They didn't add a shortstop. DH is kind of weird. So they're not a perfect team by any means, to be clear. But they look fun.
Who's the shortstop on this team come the playoffs? Andrew Monasterio was a utility infielder masquerading as an everyday shortstop, and you have Franklin Arias sitting there at AAA. Who's the shortstop?
I have no genuine guess because Monasterio's been on fire, but yeah, he's a backup infielder. It's hard to imagine this hot streak for him lasting till then. The two injured guys are Kiner Falefa and Story, who were mentioned in that order by Breslow yesterday, which was maybe random or maybe interesting, who's to say. And then Franklin Arias, who is the great unknown right now, their top prospect, even before the trade deadline, in AAA, crushing it in AAA for a week and a half. And that's a complicated one, too, because he's super young. And just as I don't know how they're going to weigh this, but if they add Franklin Arias to the roster this year, then they will lose access to him for as long as the lockout lasts in 2027, which, depending on how long the lockout is, could be a huge deal for a very young player. So that one's tricky for sure, in addition to not wanting to rush prospects generally.
Yeah, well, it hasn't paid off so far, so maybe you keep that kid right where he is, and you see how it goes, because Skubal going to the Dodgers pretty much assures no baseball for quite some time, I would imagine, next season. So, Tim, you'll have plenty of time to tan. Don't worry about it. You'll be doing well, and the Globe still has to pay you. You know, they can't. They still got to pay you. All right,
I'll be working one way or another.
You'll be doing ping pong over in Korea or something. All right, Tim Healy, writing for the Globe, covering the Red Sox. Exciting times right now for them. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
we'll be
Tim.
right back. Here are the headlines.
Wardrobe
that is here. So look for that coming right up. A lot of excitement in the air. Again, I am still looking to face Adam 12 because I flew to Maine but drove back. And the drive back wasn't bad. The flight, we waited at JFK for 3 hours. So it was, no direct flights to Bangor from here. You can get them from both JFK and LaGuardia. You can get them from Detroit. You can get them from Philadelphia, I believe. I know you can get there from D.C., but no direct flights from Logan. Now, you can get to Bar Harbor.
You can get to
from
Bar Harbor from Norwood. It looks like on Cape Air.
Now, I didn't even know Norwood had an airport.
I wasn't aware of that either.
Have you flown out of there?
No. But it's a pretty busy airport.
Okay. Well, I was unaware that it was even there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
how many runways in Norwood?
I don't know. I've seen planes. I see planes in and out of there all the time. A lot of smaller private jets.
I was just going to say, it can't be more than two. It can't be a thriving metropolis airport.
But it's like Adam talking about flying is like John talking about banging bony chicks. It just ain't going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was that? What are we doing? The trombone.
Just beating through that in.
So one chance to add, the trombone to the show.
Yeah, maybe Adam plays a lot of songs. Maybe one day he can come and play trombone. So Adam was giving me grief about flying up.
Yes.
Okay. And his point was what?
That it's just easier and better to drive. And I mean, to Adam's credit, you said flying was a mistake.
No. If any of you, other people would have said it, I wouldn't have a problem with it. It's that Adam, I mean, it's asking like a kindergartner about cold fusion. Like, I mean, he doesn't know. What does he know about flying?
It's been at least 10 years since he's been on an airplane.
He has nothing to compare it. He has nothing to compare driving to.
Like, think about what the last time Adam was on an airplane. If you really want to go through the exercise, has he been on an airplane since most? Now, listen, if you're flying to JFK and then you're flying to Bangor, you're not getting TVs. But do you think he's been on an airplane since TVs have become just a part of the experience?
He used to have a brother-in-law that would pay for trips, and I think
like a Dan O'Brien's male suitor?
Yeah.
Hey.
Mostly mouth stuff. I think he flew a couple of times, but we asked him on the air, like it had been a while.
It'd been a decade.
Since he had been on an airplane.
Nick, go see if Adam can come in here, because I actually want to challenge Adam. He's got nothing to do over there.
See if they're in the middle of a
5-second segment.
I was just going to say, he's responsible for how much airtime per hour?
6 songs in a row.
You said they're on the air.
Well, they could be on the air. It doesn't mean he's talking. I mean, they're on the air 24 hours a day. There's someone in that room for 4 of them.
He's on the air? Okay. Nick just walked back nodding
All right,
his
well,
head,
Nick,
so.
I need you to keep tabs on that, because I want him in this room. I want to confront him.
It won't be long.
No. I mean, how long could it be? They do like 40-second breaks.
Only so many contests you can run.
Because it does, because Adam and I are very good friends, but it does annoy me that he like weaseled his way in. That'd be like me telling him about the trombone. Like, I don't know how to play the trombone. I might have had one in my hands when I was in kindergarten, which was about the last time he flew. It's ridiculous to me. He knows about Maine because his father lives in Maine. What town? Don't worry about water because they're nowhere near it.
No, they go up there and they chop the wood.
They chop wood.
Yeah, that is the post every fall about the cord of wood that they hand chop.
Yeah, and he loves that they chop wood as if it's enjoyable. Like, look at this activity that no one wants to do, but I'm doing it. We're splitting wood. Now, do they have a wood-burning stove? Probably not even. It's probably so they can sing doo-wop in the backyard. Just put their hands over it, wear leather jackets.
And then have a catch.
His brother's got a long beard, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't used to.
Well, of course not. Adam and his family have just kind of let it go. Just really leaned into the whole
I
thing.
think Cliffy has. I think the patriarch of the family is maintained.
But he has a mustache, doesn't he?
But he probably looks at his boys and he's like, oh, boy. He just kind of gave up.
I really let my hands off the rope there a little bit and let them get a little too wild.
Maybe kicked them out of the nest a little too early.
Yeah. I got Baldy Magoo wearing fun socks, and the other one's got a 10-foot beard. I'm screwing up all over.
Does he still wear the fun socks? I'm wondering. I haven't looked.
He's.
Oh yeah, he's got them.
Oh,
he's still got the fun socks. Okay.
I thought he was doing it like to purposely rile us before,
Yeah.
but he's let it go a little bit. I think he was holding back.
Like, if you don't know, he'll wear like ankle socks pulled up, and they have like tacos on them, and he'll go, "It's Taco Tuesday."
Yeah.
Like, or some crap like that. All right, let's break.
And then the only appropriate response to that is, "Oh, go kill yourself."
Well, I've encouraged him to do that several times. He won't pay attention to me. There's no time right now. We got a break. We have commercials. He's not familiar with that. All right, but listen,
flying or advertisers.
Right. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. I would like Adam in here, but we'll see. All right, we'll be right back.
Promise. Red Sox Chief Baseball Officer Craig Breslow, very aggressive at the trade deadline yesterday. He made 3 deals. The big one was with Baltimore. Sox got 3-time All-Star catcher Adley Rutschman, backup catcher Jake Rogers, and a player to be named later from the Orioles for Carlos Narvaez and 3 minor leaguers. Breslow then shocked a lot of people by trading away Marcelo Meyer to San Francisco for lefty setup man Eric Miller, and he also got a low minor leaguer, and he sent AAA pitcher Tyler Oberstein to Atlanta for outfielder Eli White. Tonight, the Sox are back home to play Chicago this evening. Patrick Sandoval will face the White Sox. As for the Patriots, they were without Carlton Davis and wideout Kyle Williams yesterday as their training camp practice was indoors. A.J. Brown dislocated his thumb during a drill against Christian Gonzalez, but they'll finish the workout. The team goes again in front of the public at 10:15 this morning, and the Atlanta Falcons have signed running back Bijan Robinson to a 3-year, $75 million contract extension. He is now the highest-paid running back in NFL history. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Head to the Nines Thursday to play trivia for a chance to win 99 gift cards and other great prizes. You gotta love the Nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Actually coaching the game, or it's just that is. I feel so strongly about that. I can't even tell you.
Boston Talk Sports here.
What do we got?
The Sports.
Big show on the way.
Need a little help getting started in the morning?
It's very dangerous.
They've got the experts.
So, no.
Toucher and Hardy.
No.
On the Sports Hub.
The Sports Hub on YouTube. There was some controversy, apparently. Every time I go out of town or I miss a day of work, lots of controversy surrounding it. I went up to Orono, Maine. My son's going to go to college there. I was meeting the baseball coach, and he was touring the facilities and things like that yesterday. And we decided to fly up, and then I realized how with the weather and everything, and then we saw how short it was going to take relatively to drive back. So we drove back yesterday. So I walk in the studio today, and I hear, of course, as always, there's conversation about my flights and everything else. This happened when I went to a football game in Cleveland last year, and I didn't come into work the next day. I took a vacation day, and everyone was checking the flight things to see if my flight was delayed and this, that, and the third.
Well, because you lied.
I did not lie. I might have exaggerated. I did not lie. But anyway, I took a vacation day. It doesn't matter what I said.
Potato, tomato.
Potato, tomato?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So an income, and I always take it with a grain of salt. But not this time. I'm not taking it laying down because Captain Fun Socks, Adam 12.
What do we got
What do
today?
I got today?
What are we working?
I've got.
You don't even know what they are.
The Big Dipper, the Little Dipper.
Yeah, there you go,
No,
John.
that's just you.
The dragon.
No, you just wiped up and didn't clean them.
Cassiopeia.
No, that's called leftover belly rub.
There you go.
Yeah, you cleaned your belly with that thing, and then now look at you. But so I hear because you go to Nowhere, Maine.
Yes, often.
Because that's where your family resides. They wanted a place right there in the middle of it, in the middle of Maine, and you're always taking pictures and bragging. I saw on Instagram that you did that.
Yes, we had a lovely week of vacation. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And so Adam comes in apparently, and you had a lot to say about me flying.
I was apoplectic. I couldn't believe that you flew. Like that just seemed. I didn't even know that was an option.
Of course you
just
didn't.
semed ridiculous.
Well, but do you know flying's an
That's
option?
true. Yeah.
And it's kind of not.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you even? Well, they have an international airport. Do you even know flying is an option anymore? When was the last time you flew?
15 or so years ago, 10 to 15 years ago, maybe.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
We thought 10, and I thought maybe that was.
It's somewhere in there. I can't remember because like the last big family road trip we took was like a decade ago, and that was a drive. That was a John Wallach special where we drove all over the place.
Where'd you drive?
We drove from here down through New York City to outside of Philly, down to Virginia Beach, up to Richmond, and then back through Philly, and then back home.
Oh, that sounds
over like
really
10 days.
enjoyable.
Yeah,
that sounds great. So you spent 9 of the 10 days
with a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. Yeah,
Nice.
It was a blast.
Yeah, good job. You couldn't have gotten on a plane. So
10 days in traffic.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you understand my my issue here is that you really have you butted into a conversation. You don't know. How would you know what flying is?
I did butt into the conversation, and I want to say I was angry at you even before I learned what a ridiculous flight you took.
No, I don't care. It's just but you understand your opinions on flying are like my opinions on climbing Everest.
I want to hear why he was angry at you before he knew.
But I was going to say, this is less about flying.
Because flying to him is like being carried by slaves to like a feast in ancient Europe, ancient Egypt.
On a dais or whatever.
What is this winged metal thing you ride in?
Yes. Yeah. Flying to him is like space travel. He doesn't understand it.
Him and his long-bearded brother look up in the sky. Egad, Iron Bird.
Yeah, I mean, why was he offended? I can tell you why. Because flying to him is such a luxury.
It's because
that's exactly what it is. You should have seen the people on the plane. It was first class. But to you, flying is such an unbelievable luxury that you couldn't even imagine.
It's not about that, Fred. It's about the fact that you were going to one of my favorite places in the world. You're going to Maine, and you're my friend, and you should have said to me, hey, we're going to Orono. Give me some. It's a 4-hour drive, I think. Give me something to do at the 2-hour mark. Give me something to do. Give me some place to go. Make it a trip. That way you and Mal could have a nice little trip.
My son's got things he's got to do. We had to leave on Sunday and come back on Monday. Like that, there was no time to do things. We were meeting the baseball coach there. He's going to go play baseball there. This is
I know.
This is the first time he's seen the facilities and everything. So we had a plan. This wasn't one of your let's skip stones
road trip,
and
okay.
in
body surf and all that.
And lick trees or whatever the hell you do and try to get maple. This was essentially a business trip. So no, there wasn't time for all that. But when I shouldn't have to. Every time I go away, I have to explain myself. Mm-hmm. But I will explain myself. I had to when we first looked, Milo and I, something was going on, and it said it was close to 6 hours to drive up there. Milo had just been driving all over creation, as you know.
Yes,
like close to New York City and back and forth 2 days in a row. We were in Alabama, then driving to Atlanta, then driving all. in every game when you're at one of these tournaments is like an hour and a half drive.
I get it. A lot of driving.
Right. So it was just like, you know what? I'll do you a treat. I thought you could be 18 and gamble there. We're going to stay in a casino in Bangor. Blah, 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 blah. Bangor is only 8 miles from the University of Maine campus. When we looked, it was 5 hours, close to 6 hours when we looked, which people fly from Knoxville to Atlanta. Like my parents, if they're flying like overseas, sometimes they're flying somewhere far away, they'll fly from Knoxville to Atlanta. So they're already in the airport and can just take off from there. People fly Birmingham to Atlanta when I came back, and that's less than the drive is. I drove back yesterday. It wasn't bad. It's all interstate.
Yeah.
But there is the option to fly. They give you an option to take an airplane.
Well, what does that option look like? I don't know about flying to Maine. Like you said, I don't know about this. So what is it to fly from Boston or Bangor, Maine?
It's not great.
Well, you take it a half an hour flight to New York, and then you turn around. And
Wait, what? You went the opposite direction?
See, he doesn't understand it. He doesn't. All right. You have to back me up on this.
You went in the opposite
have to back
direction.
me up on this.
Your legs don't get more tired just because you're going in the opposite direction. You're on an airplane. It kind of doesn't matter.
I get it, but still, that just seems counterintuitive. Here's what I'm saying,
Adam.
If there was a direct
airports are located all over the place.
Apparently, not one that takes you from Boston to Bangor. That would make sense.
But I also can't get to Knoxville from here, so I have to connect. And you know what? Sometimes you have to fly to Detroit.
But
and
that's
8
states away. You're talking about 2 states away. That seems silly to me.
It's not states. It's different. Maine is a huge place.
It is.
But your point, you got to get on an airplane. You have to get on an airplane. The idea that you just made the statement that you fly out of your way to get somewhere else.
Yeah, that
everyone has to.
Yeah, but which I get it. That's a bad take. No, I do get that. That's a bad take. But it just seems to me that you're so. Here's the thing: you're so close because it's not Knoxville and it's not Atlanta from Boston. You're so close to your destination. Being
Knoxville's
in Bangor,
closer to Atlanta by a lot than you are to Bangor.
But the point that I'm making is you drew the comparison of when you go to Knoxville, you have to go through Atlanta, but in both cases you're coming from Boston. Yes, you have to fly going one of the. You driving there would be ridiculous. What I'm saying is that to fly out of your way to get to some place that you could easily drive to in 3 or 4 hours, that to me is silly.
It's not 3 hours first of all, and it's not 4 hours, and it was close to 6 hours. That's a long enough drive where flying is an option, in my opinion. Regardless. Fine, I drove back and it wasn't that bad. We happened to get lucky. It wasn't bad. It's all interstate. You heard Radzik. Radzik's like, boy, once you get, it's like, don't run out of gas. You're in the middle of nowhere. Like,
boy,
it's really not like that. No. Like, I mean, Bangor, Augusta's like, there's like towns. And things.
It's a great place.
My son's going to college there.
So you'll have many opportunities to go up there.
He's not attacking the state.
Yeah, no. If any, I'm wearing an effing Maine cap.
I got you. I understand. He's not attacking the state.
Wait, hold on. You're on his side. You're the driving guy. You should be backing me up on this.
No. I'm not this part of the argument. By the way, were there even TVs on planes the last time you got on?
I think they were in the back of the seat in front of you, and you could watch the flight platform.
Oh, that's more recent than I thought.
Okay.
My only point is,
I think they were on the back of the seat in front of you. Were there ashtrays?
They've been covered over. They've been welded shut. You couldn't use those anymore.
What was the last airline you flew?
I don't know.
Eastern?
Delta, probably.
TWA.
TWA, yeah, exactly.
TWA?
It was Pan Am.
Yeah.
Maine is not under attack, 12. The state is not under attack.
No,
the problem is the travel. Don't get defensive about the state of Maine.
Yeah, so all right, well, what was your take on this, John? And
Once
Harding?
I found out that it was a 4-hour drive, I thought he should have driven. Harding and I were together on that.
Once I found out that, not scheduled, but they ended up having a 3-hour layover at LaGuardia.
Yeah, should have driven both directions.
Well, I mean,
that's the other piece.
It didn't occur to me when I was sitting there that I should. That's why we drove back. I mean, I drove back. I went, okay, I'm not going to do this again. It's supposed to rain. I'm not going to do this again. I'll drive back.
That's the other thing I like about driving. You got more control over it, right? You don't have to worry about all that.
Well, I'm not a control freak.
Yeah. Apparently I am. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you have some. When you get on a plane, you're going to crap your pants. It's going to be like before the Wright brothers.
Kitty Hawk.
Are you ever getting on a plane again?
Oh yeah, I mean, when I have an opportunity to.
When,
So never.
Never. When,
Yeah.
when
Unless he goes to a fun sock convention. Brian, go ahead.
Fred, I went to the University of Maine and I grew up in Bangor, and I don't know what you were putting in to Google Maps. Did you say that you wanted to take a covered wagon from Boston to Bangor?
When my son did it too, and for whatever was going on, it was 5.5 hours.
Are you guys looking at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Because I checked it yesterday morning. I just checked it again. It's 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Well, it took 4.5 hours yesterday, and that's that's how long it took, and it wasn't bad. But all I can tell you is Milo saw the same thing. Is that whenever we looked, it was 5.5 hours. It's 285 miles or something. So 6, 12, 18, 24. So if you're going 60, that's over 4 hours. So by design, if you're going 60 miles an hour, it would be 4.5 hours. I don't know where we're seeing 3.5 hours. That's almost impossible.
Well, now you did the flight thing, bitch in the ass. Your kid's going to be going to school there. You're going to be going again. So next time
By the way,
you drive,
sitting in the Sky Lounge for 3 hours isn't the end of the world. I mean, it's the same thing as being in a car. I mean, there was never like a debate that we were going to get there. And when there was a debate, if there was going to be a problem, I drove. Despite the people at the rental car place in the Bangor airport acting like I was committing a felony by taking the car to another state when it had New Jersey plates and New Jersey
stuff travels interstate all the time. Come on,
Well, yes,
Yeah.
that's kind of the
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
All right, but I will tell you from where we were. I just don't like that you. I love you, Adam, and I talk to you all the time. You're one of my good friends. I don't like.
You don't like that I piled on, huh?
No, he didn't
about the flying.
He didn't like you giving advice.
Right? No, and that
had
is,
to do with flying.
And I respect that because Fred is definitely someone he calls out hypocrisy. He doesn't like to have someone talking as an expert about something they know so little about. And where I haven't been, on a plane and that. And
4 hours and 1 minute from here, 254 miles. So tack on the 10 that it takes to get here, 264 miles. That's what it says.
Okay.
To the baseball stadium there, which is very nice. They have a big dome too. Don't look at the time. You got plenty of time.
I'm producing the show. I'm still in my brain producing the show.
Oh, this show?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I was like, if you're worried about your show, don't worry. You're playing.
I was gonna say I got to bump out of here and go play some.
Look at LBF. She's shaking her head like, what's he doing in there?
Michael Jackson.
Okay, you can go if you have to go. All
right, thank you.
Yeah, but please.
Good to see you, 12.
Good to see you, Adam. Love you, but know your place here. Let's stop with the flying takes. Mike, go ahead.
Hey guys, first of all, did you talk to Mark Bertrand? Why didn't your kid go to the University of Massachusetts? It's closer. It's a wonderful.
He didn't get offered a scholarship from
team.
there. He wanted to play baseball at Maine. Go ahead.
That'll do it. Also, why didn't you take a train? I know there's a train to Wells, Maine. My mom was up there.
I looked. The Downeaster train stops in Portland, and that was not an option. The train was not an option. You have to take a bus from Portland to Bangor.
Ugh.
Yeah, no.
Well,
do that.
you should have just driven the entire time. And I have shows at the Comedy Studio at Cambridge this Saturday.
Not for not being funny. No, you don't get the plug if you weren't funny on the call. Mike O'Brien's a funny comic, but no.
No, you gotta throw in a joke or two.
You can't just say, "Did you think about taking the train?" No, I mean, I looked. If you could take a train, I like taking the train. You know, when you get to take a train, I enjoy the train travel. I think it's interesting. You go through like neighborhoods. You go through not even neighborhoods. You go through like land that you normally wouldn't see. Because you can take it at 128. That's the stop name, not the. That's not.
I've never done it here. We did it when we took the train from London to Scotland.
Yeah,
and that was cool. I like that.
I've taken the train to Portland, and I've taken the train. Obviously,
oh yeah, I remember
City.
you taking the train to Portland.
Yeah,
yeah.
And but that because you could just drive to Dedham, and then you take the train from Dedham.
Taking the Acela from 128 station to Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's only 9 hours. I've done it too.
I've done it.
That was
I did it.
That's a huge mistake.
Yeah. Got stuck outside of New York for about 45 minutes. Sat
just
there.
Sit there on the tracks.
Sat there. No, there's a wire down. We got to wait. Oh yeah.
Everyone that said the drive was terrible was wrong, and everyone that said that it's 3 hours is wrong. It's just no one seems to know what they're talking about. I mean, you would think that, and Adam's like, oh yeah, we're around there, and then I looked to where Adam's dad's house is. It's 2 hours from the school.
But in terms of Maine, that's pretty close. Yeah. That's next door.
I don't know. It was
Maine is a big place.
Lovely area.
Yeah.
Milo was incredibly excited, and I come back, and it's pitchforks from a guy that doesn't even fly. He doesn't even fly. That hasn't been on an airplane in 15 years, which is almost impossible to believe. You got to figure when he gets on a plane, he's going to lose his mind.
What is this group number you speak of?
Well, he's not going to know what to do. He's not going to know when
Group
to get on.
6.
He's not
What
going
does
to know
that mean?
where to sit, how the seatbelts work. He's not going to know anything. You know?
Boy, those are pretty big seats near the front.
According to one emailer here, just as a little taste, a little preview of the award-winning emails segment, the Norwood Airport, which you might be able to take, Fred, if you ever want to fly again, Norwood to Bar Harbor, 2 runways, and 1 Greek airport diner now serving beer and wine.
Huh?
Well, how about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a text from someone whose dad owns a plane and runs it out of Norwood. But look, everyone's on the edge of their seats. How will Fred get to Maine? Da-da-da-da-da. Look, in the spring, if I didn't feel like driving and I could just, because Norwood's like 20 minutes from my house, and I could just get on a plane to take me to Bar Harbor, figure it out from there, I could see doing that if I didn't want to sit in the car for 5 hours. But there you go. It's I'm not a huge fan of driving. And, Milo loved it because he slept, because he can't drive the car unless you're 25.
Oh,
so it was all me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't mind the drive, but it was aggravating enough where I thought flying was an option. But Adam ruined all credibility. He goes, you flew south to go north.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
That wasn't the greatest.
No.
That's that's going to happen. When you're connecting flights, it's going to happen. When you're going to small places, I mean, I go to Knoxville all the time. You're flying
Going
somewhere
to the Bahamas, why'd you stop in Atlanta? That's too far west, idiot.
Exactly. See, Adam, they're called hubs.
Yeah.
And that's where the
he don't know from hubs.
Yeah, you notice I didn't get into it with him because I didn't want to. We'd have to get out an encyclopedia or something. He knew, though. In fairness to Adam, he knew he had made a mistake when he said that.
Yes.
All right, we'll be back with the award-winning email segment in just a moment. Toucher and Hardy, and our email segment is powered by Jeffrey Glassman. I have not made a mistake in so long. Jeffrey, because it's so hard for me to say Jeffrey Glassman. I mean, I deserve some credit. Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. I'll start with this email, gentlemen. If you'd like to email us, go to 985thesportshub.com. Get our email addresses and go to our social medias at Toucher and Hardy, at Hardy985, or on Instagram at Fred Toucher. A new Thuppets video, Hardy's brainchild and his art, will be coming out later this week. I do think it's art. You know how impressed I am by that.
Cinema.
In a way. John says, gents, I'm normally awake and listening at 6 a.m., but was late to the game and just turned on the show on at 8. I hope I didn't miss Fred commenting on his favorite jiu-jitsu warrior / advocate Jonah Hill's comments that he hopes someone F's around and finds out. What makes this even better is that he said it on Fred's favorite podcast, Smart List. He also told all 3 hosts that he should F them up at the same time. Again, I hope I didn't miss it. Been waiting to hear Fred's reaction since I heard the clip yesterday. Love the golf show, Hardy.
Nice.
John. I have been made aware of this. This will be talked about on the show tomorrow. I need time to talk about it. I have a lot of thoughts, and there was just not time today. But fear not, that will be discussed tomorrow.
Yeah, and we, we had it yesterday, and we said, no, we'll wait for Fred, and then we're going to wait until tomorrow when we have more time to devote to it. I want to support you on something here, Fred.
Oh, that's odd.
Does Fred base his driving on 60 miles per hour? Jesus Christ, is he an 80-year-old lady? Speed limit in Maine is 70, which means it's a comfortable 75. Now, I have never ridden in a car while Fred is driving, but we drove back pretty much in tandem, smoking the Bandit style from Cromwell, Connecticut, when we were at the Travelers Championship. And you're not a leadfoot, Fred, but I like to drive fast. Not as fast as some people, but I'm more likely to pass than be passed. You and I were right there in tandem.
Okay, here's why you figure 60 miles an hour is that there are times that you're going, let's just say 85, and there are times that you are going 40. The notion that you're going to be on a road going 70 miles an hour, 70 on the dime, double nickels on the dime. Going 7-0 on the dime is foolish. When you leave I never thought I was going to talk about driving.
I look at any travel estimate from any app, and if it's a 30-minute drive, I'll shave off 2 minutes in my head. If it's an hour, I'll shave off 5. If it's 4 hours, I'll shave off 10 to 20. And I just figure I'm going to go a little faster than what they anticipate.
And if you think I can go 4 hours without taking a pee, you don't know me well at all. I can't. I mean, I saw the Odyssey. Might have peed 3 times. Like I managed only to pee once, but the last 20 minutes of the trip were very harrowing for me in terms of holding it because we've discussed this. To me, it's like when you got to vomit and then you see the toilet and immediately like release the vomit. The minute I get close to home, the pee becomes almost unbearable to hold. And then my son was jostling me and trying to make it so I really gave him a smack. I broke his nose. No, but he was jostling me and trying to make it worse. So
he's kind of a bully.
I mean, to me, yeah. I kept elder abuse. I kept shouting to no avail. But I mean, I never thought I was going to get this much stuff. It's 2 lanes for a good portion of that. If you think you're going to find a lane where people are just zooming along, you're mistaken. There's people moving houses, literally like a house on a trailer. Come on, man.
Maine. Sarah from Everett chiming in.
Oh, good.
I had a dog client who would pay me $750 to drive to Bangor, Maine to pick up his mother-in-law who was in the early stages of dementia. It's an easy drive and about 7 hours round trip. That's from Sarah, who I believe used to drive around in a Mini Cooper.
That actually sounds on brand.
Yeah.
Where does she live? I don't even know. Oh, Everett, I guess.
Yeah.
Does she still live in Everett?
Sarah from Everett.
Well, who knows? I mean, she could live up in California.
She walks dogs in Newton. I mean, she's all over the place.
By the way, if she's getting there in 3.5 hours, God bless her. Everyone's right and I'm wrong. I just did it, but whatever. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Wallach, first.
You go 60 miles an hour, it's 15 minutes.
I have a listener who's curious about another
I was going 20. Get out of here.
I have a listener who's curious about another part of your story. Wallach, first off, chirp, chirp, squawk, squawk, scree.
Okay.
Well,
that's inside baseball.
That's something entirely. It doesn't need to be repeated. Wallach, please ask Fred what he's talking about with the overage charges at the airport. I've never heard of anything like this.
Okay, well, neither did I. All right, so I will tell you this. So I go to rent the car at the airport, and while we were on the plane, I was getting messages saying, like, there's going to be really bad weather that could affect your flights. I didn't want to get stuck at LaGuardia. I am sensible enough for that. So I said, when I got to the counter to rent my car, hey, I'm going to return this outside of Boston. And they said, oh, no, that's $1,500. We don't run on the same. This is a major. It was Enterprise. They said, we don't run on the airports don't run on the same system as the rest of the outlets, which is nonsense. So I went, okay, great, fine. Just in case I went to see what a Lyft cost, it was $270. I didn't particularly want to sit in the back of a Lyft for that whole time. So I called Enterprise, and they answered right away. I called the main hotline, and surprisingly, they answered right away. I said, hey, I just got a car in Bangor, Maine at the airport. I want to return it in Needham, Massachusetts. they said there's a $1,500 charge. And the lady said, that doesn't sound right at all. She put it in the computer and she said, it will cost you $50. I go, great. We're going to drive back, Milo. He said, fantastic. Wake up the next morning. There's a call from the main airport, Enterprise, and the guy's nice, but he's like apoplectic about the mistake I'm about to make by returning the car to another state. And I called him, and he said, we don't run on the same system. I'll override it if I can, but you're going to get, like, you're going to have to call me, and I might have to override it. And I went, okay, yeah, whatever. And ended it. I'm like, there's no way. And I drove and I returned the car to Needham, and the lady was very nice. And I said, they were talking about a $1,500 charge. And she said, no, I overrided it. Don't worry about it. I looked at my credit card statement today, and it was $190 for the car for the 2 days. So, I mean, I had a Volkswagen Jetta, which I enjoyed.
Did you bring it back full?
I did. And you know what? Drove around Bangor and then back. Guess how much it cost me to fill it back up to full?
Well, you're putting premium in it because you respect the rental agency and their property.
Yeah, absolutely. I asked if they had anything better than premium, but in back.
I'm going to say 12 gallons.
It was over $4 a gallon.
$56.
9 gallons to fill it all the way back up.
How about that?
I'm like, I need to get myself a Jetta.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that would have cost me $750 if I was driving the Bronco.
I can't even.
It was 9 gallons. I thought there was a mistake. I wasn't going to test it.
Right.
And then I got in the car and it was full. I'm like, it was $9 to drive. Was in that thing for 7 hours.
9 gallons for 200 and how many miles?
Say I easily put 300 miles on that car.
Okay.
And it was 9 gallons to fill it back up. And I filled it up on Needham Street on the way to drop it off. But I filled it up.
Like 35 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, I think it was like 38 miles a gallon.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh.
And it wasn't electric because you know I wouldn't have gotten that.
My SUV gets 20. I get 20.
I get 18.
I'd kill for 20.
Yeah, I get 18. 18.1.
But at least you get to put cheap gas in your car, Hardy.
All right. I didn't know that.
Well, he's walked into a Land Rover dealership and said, I'll take whatever you got.
I did not.
You got to get the 93, the 94. What are you putting in there?
I did not.
So
ever tell you the story about the guy he played with? We'll have to ask him next time we see him. The guy he played with who would only get the gas that was 89. He's like, that 87, it's like, I don't want a gas from 1987. I want the gas from 1989.
Yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah, it's like bourbon. Rick, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Fred, I think we had a breakthrough with you this morning while you were talking about your flight to Bangor. As you were mentioning how much you do like taking the train, you did mention the convenience of the station nearby, and you mentioned the road that the station was near. Do you remember what road you said?
Yes, I do.
The name of the station is the 128 station.
Why would they call it that?
Because they're
Fred,
fools.
I believe you said the station is near 128.
No.
I think that's right.
I said it was, well.
I think that's correct.
On the sign
Fred.
on 95, it says that it's the 128 Amtrak station.
Frederick?
Yes, Rick.
Yeah.
Yes, Rick.
I am proud of you.
I didn't do it.
I am
Stop
too.
that.
That's really. I'm very proud of you.
It says on the sign the 128.
Why is it called that?
Because the guy was 120 years old when he built it. Jimmy, go ahead.
Freddie, as someone that doesn't live up in Bangor but did have to go there for school, I can tell you I don't blame you one iota for making the attempt to fly up there. I will tell you the drive up is significantly more monotonous than the drive home.
Okay.
So Milo's going to have a struggle in the dead of winter getting up there after school break. It's going to be a pain. The drive home always feels quicker. One quick thing about Bar Harbor. I worked there for a few years while in Bangor, and it is significantly, I don't know, it's only like an hour and 20 minutes, but there's only one road on and off the island. It's one-way traffic. It can be a huge pain. And ultimately what I think people do realize with that drive up to Bangor is it just unfortunately, the driving is the most logical sense. I will say, if you are going to Bangor in the off-season, like let's say you're going to see Milo, I don't know what the college season looks like for timeline.
Yeah.
If you're going to go fly up to Bar Harbor, if you're like in their summer season, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, I don't see doing that. Look, if I had to go up there like on short notice in the winter, I'd fly again. Like I just would. And then if something happened and there was weather, I would drive back. But I'd fly up there again. If I could if you can fly into LaGuardia A, which is 100 times better than JFK, and there's like a 45-minute layover, I do that in 2 seconds. Half an hour down to New York, as you know, half an hour flight, change planes, it's 45 minutes to Bangor. I'd do that again if I was by myself rather than have to deal with like snowy roads and stuff. I'd fly again.
Especially now that, you can screw those nice Enterprise people out of their $1,500 fee.
I know those poor Enterprise people.
Yeah, they'll pick you up.
Because, the one at the Bangor airport is really just salt of the earth. They own it. It's like the McDonald's owners. They franchise them out.
Yeah.
And it was a poor old guy, and I didn't say hello to him like you like from the shopkeepers. He was just like, we don't get many people renting cars around here.
You want to rent an automobile?
He's like, this is my precious. I love this car. I brought it from home just for you.
Yeah.
Can I return it to Needham? Oh, that's my baby. You only wipe her with a diaper. Got $1,500 to return it to another. And I'm doing all the things. I'm like, wait a second. I've returned.
Return a Needham? What would you want to do that for?
So people don't rent cars and return them to other. What's the point? You got to bring it back. Like, wouldn't you want people to rent cars and take them all over the place?
One fella from New York who tried that once. Never saw him again.
Yeah. And how do I know you returned it if we're on a different system?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Different system. It was an Enterprise, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's
next to an Alamo that was next to. I mean, there was 5 rental car counters next to each other, different employees.
Yeah.
I mean, there was an Alamo and an Enterprise and
a guy who didn't want to spend 5 seconds doing extra paperwork,
or he just was just like, "What's going on?" There was a guy in front of me in line too. I wasn't like the only guy. Mm-hmm. There were people renting cars. Now it's a small ass airport, smaller than Knoxville, but. I mean, there were people renting cars. The flight was full. It was 19 rows, but it was full. They have, I looked, they have like 5 flights a day leaving New York to Bangor. Don't ask me why, but they do.
Jeez.
Look, it's a lovely area. We were more than happy. It was a lovely trip. I had a very good time. I didn't expect this kind of blowback on how I got there.
Yeah. Marianne, This fella here says he wants to rent one of our cars, but he's not going to bring it back.
You know what? There were 3 guys behind the counter, and they're all named Daryl.
Nice.
But then it was just a dream.
Just a dream.
At the end.
Yeah.
I was a psychiatrist in New York City. All right. Well, I do appreciate all the material they gave us today and the caller interactions.
Yeah.
I never, even when I'm doing something normal that I'm kind of proud of with my son, I like that it still makes me feel like I'm a neurotic piece of garbage, no matter what I do. You flew? Ah! You a-hole! You want to take the car and return it to another place? Ah! Like everything. Ay, ay, ay. I wanted to get back to work. If I would have flown, I probably wouldn't have been here.
You wanted
today.
$1 million baby it. You wanted to fly there, drive back.
No, okay. Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. We'll be back in just a moment to finish everything up.
What you're thinking? What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right. We are a show by name Toucher and Hardy. And what do we have for you, Hardy? I'm sorry. I'm all turned around. I was just talking to Adam in the hall.
Oh, you guys got it all worked out, do you?
You have enough energy to continue the argument out in the hallway?
Yeah, we're really going at each other. No, he's just telling me one of his kids could go to an Ivy League school. I'm like, my goodness.
Good for them. Good for him.
I'm like, Adam, even with those socks you wear, you raised an intelligent
Actually,
child.
it'd pretty much be like right in the middle there in society.
Very quickly here, there was a story about Phil Collins who revealed that he nearly died 2 years ago after years of alcohol abuse, which is kind of a sad story. And he's not doing great health-wise right now. But there was another story a couple of days ago that I found amusing. We all remember Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys.
Who I've interviewed.
There's stories about him everywhere. Phil Collins told a story recently about how when he met Brian Wilson complimented him and how much he loved the song that he wrote, and how it was just, so poignant and poetic and simple yet brilliant. You Can't Hurry Love, which was, of course, not a Phil Collins song.
That's more of a Motown situation.
Not at all. From the era that Brian Wilson was at the height of his popularity and also writing songs, yet he thought Phil Collins wrote the original and complimented Phil profusely on writing and composing that song.
Okay, so two things. One, I read Phil Collins' book, of course, when it came out years ago, and he had a small part about how he ended up in the hospital with alcoholism. It was like 4 pages, and he was like, "Oh, that was just like a weird thing." So he kept drinking. Not surprising that this happened. And two is I interviewed Brian Wilson, and you've never seen. I was kicked out of the room when my show interviewed Elton John, because they were afraid I was going to screw something up. But this was at the Grammys, and we had a table in the Staples Center, and I could just see the panic in my program director's eyes because she was one of the co-hosts of the show. And Brian Wilson sat down, and I was nice to him, and he was really nice. But he goes, I'm reissuing an album. And I'm like, oh, yeah? And I'm like, what is it? And he goes, Smile. And I just sat there going,
don't.
You're making me smile.
Yeah.
Smile.
Do you like that Smile album? I
didn't listen to it.
You didn't listen to it.
I listened to Pet Sounds to try to make myself like it, and it's okay. It's fine. I just don't get it was produced very well and everything. It just doesn't resonate with me.
Held in such high and sacred regard.
It inspired a lot of people.
Yes. The a cappella versions of God Only Knows, and all that stuff. It's that's art.
Yes.
I mean, that is high art.
Well,
that is amazing.
and that spawned Sgt. Pepper's and everything else.
Incredible.
But he was kind of together too, but he goes, Smile.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, okay, we're all.
And Leslie just had a knife out, and she was like, if you do anything. All right, that'll do it for us, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.